Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, March 6th, 2026, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the World Baseball Classic with USA versus Brazil. First pitch is going to be here in just a moment, so let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get settled in for the starting lineups. Happy Friday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, one of the greatest baseball players to play the game, Aaron Judge, representing Team USA. And on the right, Dante Bichette Jr. Okay, baby. Let's get into the starting lineups here momentarily. Got to get everything set up here as well for the broadcast, so give me one sec. Leading off for Team USA at shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting second, playing first base, Bryce Harper. Batting third, playing right field, Aaron Judge. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing Kyle Schwarber. Batting fifth, playing third base, Alex Bregman. Batting sixth, for the Seattle Mariners, representing heavily, catcher Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. Batting seventh, playing left field, Roman Anthony. Batting eighth, playing center field, Byron Buxton. And batting ninth, second base, Bryce Terang. On the mound for Team USA is Logan Webb. And representing for Team Brazil, leading off, right fielder Lucas Ramirez. Batting second, first baseman Osvaldo Carvalho. Batting third, playing third base, Leonardo Reginato. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing Dante Bichette Jr. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, Vitor Ito. Batting sixth, playing second base, Lucas Rojo. Batting seventh, playing left field, Victor Mascai. Batting eighth, catching in the 8-hole, Gabriel Carmo. And batting ninth, playing center field, Gabriel Maciel. And on the mound will be Bo Takahashi. So I got to get everything settled in here. So give me just one second. And we'll be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on the Dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Kentucky Blue in the building. What's good? Larry in the building. What's good? Marine Bean in the building. What's good? Obviously, it was a little difficult to be able to find a lot of representation for some of the other countries. So not every individual really has a quality photo, but try to do my best so we can kind of put a picture to a a face in the lineup. And obviously we're going to be pretty familiar with Team USA and the Dominican Republic, and even a few of the players on Japan, like Shohei Ohtani, of course, who hit a grand slam just a few hours back. Team Japan looking very good, but definitely the Dominican Republic and Team USA have to be the two best teams, with maybe Japan being number 3. And, we'll see what we end up getting in the final. This should be, quote unquote, kind of like an exhibition matchup like we saw when the United States, Team USA, went against the Giants and the Colorado Rockies and took care of those teams pretty easily. And again, I wouldn't expect anything different here this evening. Let me get everything situated here. I was lucky enough to be able to get a good image there of Dante Bichette Jr., son of Dante Bichette, and obviously Bo Bichette. Just trying to get all my ducks in a row here. And again, if you are just tuning in, we'll go through the starting lineups here one more time as we have a few commercials that we're going through. Leading off at shortstop for the Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting second, first baseman from the Philadelphia Phillies, Bryce Harper. Batting third, right fielder from the Yankees, Aaron Judge. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, DHing for Team USA, representing the Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Schwarber. Batting fifth, playing third base, representing the Chicago Cubs, Alex Bregman. Batting sixth, representing the Seattle Mariners, Trident sub, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting seventh, representing the Red Sox in left field, Roman Anthony. Batting eighth, representing the Twins, center fielder Byron Buxton. And batting ninth, representing the Milwaukee Brewers, second baseman Bryce Terang. And representing the San Francisco Giants, our stud here today in game number 1 in the tourney for Team USA, Logan Webb. And we will be doing Team USA, obviously, here on Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and possibly the Dominican Republic and Venezuela on Wednesday. Great to be able to see the Mariners finally win a game in spring training. Obviously, it wasn't televised, but Cole Young did rack up 2 homers, so that's always a great sign. After getting, our ass kicked the day before and giving up a lot of runs to the Padres, it's just great to be able to see the team respond in that type of way when you almost give up 30 runs. And again, we know spring training is spring training, but still, you want to be able to get some dubs in that time period. And obviously with Team USA, their goal is to be able to, be champs of this tourney, and the Dominican Republic and Japan are thinking the same thing. And even though Japan doesn't have the same talent player for player, they're going to be a challenge. But if you look at the Dominican Republic and their roster, it challenges Team USA player for player. And you could even possibly argue that the Dominican Republic roster might be slightly better player for player, except maybe for pitching. So Team USA will have the advantage in pitching out of all the countries. And again, that might be the deciding factor with pitching and defense in this World Baseball Classic. Okay, we're just waiting for all the commercials to kind of cycle through, and then we'll get going here in just a minute or two. Logan Webb versus Bo Takahashi. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. And pleased how the thumbnail turned out. I was a little nervous. It was going to take me a while to be able to find some good images to get this thumbnail where I wanted it to be. But again, if you end up having confidence that you can get the job done, you typically will. And I'm really pleased on how the thumbnail turned out. We got Team USA and Team Brazil going at it here in the 2026 World Baseball Classic Pool B. And again, first pitch will be here after a lot of these commercials are up and over. Got the sewn Cal Raleigh jersey on today, representing the Seattle Mariners, and hopefully Cal will be able to go yard or get a few hits and RBIs to help Team USA win. Obviously, we know the two best players on planet Earth are Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge, and we're very happy to have at least one of those on Team USA. Obviously, Shohei representing Team Japan. But again, we also have some other individuals that are the best at their position, like the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. So definitely excited for that. All right, let me get this refreshed. Approaching the box will be Bobby Witt Jr. Pretty sexy lineup, top to bottom, with Team USA. But again, if you look at the Dominican Republic team, and it's special over there too, with Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr., Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Julio Rodriguez, just to name a few. So I'm not really sure where the bracket will fall. If we can get a Dominican Republic Team USA final, that would bring the most ratings, unless they, match up prior to the final. Bo Takahashi here on the mound, and it is a global broadcast on Fox if you want to watch along. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. $14 subs away from 23,400. And again, we will be doing Team USA here Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and then possibly Wednesday. We'll do Venezuela and the Dominican Republic. First pitch in there to Bobby Witt Jr. Takes a strike, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch in there for another strike. No balls and 2 strikes from Bo Takahashi to Bobby Witt Jr. Oh, 2 pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Takahashi to Witt. Popped up into right field, out of play. One-two pitch, little chopper up the middle, throw to first, and safe. Bobby Witt Jr. running that out. Nice job. Great speed there by Bobby Witt Jr. representing the Kansas City Royals. Next up is Bryce Harper. First pitch to Bryce Harper, high and away, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, low and at the knees, gets away from the catcher, but Witt decides to stay put at first. Throw to first, and Witt is safe. Two-0 pitch, takes a strike. Fouls that one back. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. Two-two pitch. High and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Takahashi to Bryce Harper. Three-two pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Harper. Witt goes into second. Safe. Next up is Aaron Judge. Back. Aaron Judge, 2-run homer. See ya. Wow. Unbelievable. I gotta change my setup here real quick. And MVP chance, go wild. Can't believe he crushes that. I had to go through a different feed there, but I'm good to go now through Fox. Nice 2-run blast there by Aaron Judge. Next up is Kyle Schwarber. Yeah, 3-0 count. Hey, Judge will launch that. And again, if you had an individual that you thought would go yard more times than not in a game, it would be Aaron Judge. 2-0 pitch from Takahashi. Slider missing. 3 balls and no strikes to Kyle Schwarber. Three-0 pitch, takes a strike there in the middle from Takahashi. Three-one pitch, and Schwarber with a base knock there into center field. Nice job. Nice job there by Kyle Schwarber. After we just saw Aaron Judge with a 2-run blast for Team USA. Will be the MVP more than likely. And next up, the former Astro, Red Sox, and now Cub third baseman Alex Bregman. First pitch, big swing and a miss to Bregman, 0-1 count. Curveball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike from Takahashi to Bregman. World Baseball Classic, Pool B. Aaron Judge with a 2-run blast just moments ago. And we'll see if we can add on a little bit more here in the first inning. Pitches outside with a changeup, 84 miles an hour. Missing, 2 balls and 1 strike from Takahashi to Alex Bregman. Two-one pitch, high and away with a 4-seam fastball, 90 miles an hour. 3 balls and 1 strike to Alex Bregman. Let's go, Bregman. Three-one pitch from Takahashi, and Bregman fouls that one back behind the plate. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Takahashi to Bregman. Three-two pitch from Takahashi. Pitch is inside. Great patience there by Alex Bregman, and he takes a walk. And here we go. Seattle Mariners' very own, the best catcher in the game, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's bring that electricity. Let's see if we get a 3-run jack here, and we can go up 5-0. Judge had the 2-run blast, but we know Cal can go yard as well. The same thing with Witt, Harper, Schwarber, Bregman. Pretty much everyone in the lineup, has home run power. We got a mound visit for Takahashi and Team Brazil. 14 balls, 12 strikes, 26 pitches already here in the first for Bo Takahashi. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Takahashi with 26 pitches here already in the first inning in Pool B, World Baseball Classic. Team USA versus Team Brazil. And we just had an Aaron Judge 2-run blast moments ago to give us the early lead. And let me do a quick refreshing here. Apparently this needs to be refreshed here for scoreboard and everything. So 1 sec. Big cut there by Raleigh. 1 ball and 1 strike to the big dumper. Two-one pitch. Pitch is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Not really sure what happened there with the scoreboard, but had to be able to refresh it there to make sure that it was all updated. TJ in the building, what's good? Two-two pitch for the big dumper, and Cal crushes it towards that first base line. A little bit of issues, with Fox and ESPN, but it looks like I think they got everything kind of figured out. Takahashi on the mound, big dumper, Cal Raleigh in the box. And if you just are tuning in like TJ or maybe missed a little bit of the beginning, Aaron Judge ended up hitting a 2-run blast to get us the early 2-0 lead. No surprise there. And a little tapper in front of the pitcher. Takahashi throw to first. And that is 2 away. And hopefully we'll be able to see Big Dumper homer in this game or, during this tournament. And I imagine we'll have a pretty good chance. You have to assume Aaron Judge could homer every game or almost every game. But if there's a second guy that could end up, kind of matching that total, you would have to assume it will be the Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh, or Kyle Schwarber. Not to say that Bryce Harper and Bobby Witt Jr. Or any of the others couldn't homer, but I feel like as far as power hitting, Judge, Big Dumper, Schwarber, got to be the three. First pitch to Roman Anthony. Outside there, 1-0 count. 292 average, 8 homers with some injuries last season. A very up-and-coming prospect for the Boston Red Sox. Takahashi for Team Brazil with already 34 pitches. Big swing and a miss on that four-seam fastball. 91 miles an hour there by Takahashi. 34 pitches in the first inning. Not ideal. Team Brazil knows it's a huge underdog. There's no doubt about that. Team USA, Dominican Republic, Japan are the three best. So we would assume that we would end up seeing a final with those two of those three teams. Pitch fouled off by Roman Anthony. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at second and third and 2 outs. World Baseball Classic Pool B matchup between USA and Brazil. Daniel in the building, what's good? And great to see Seattle finally winning a spring training game, but it wasn't televised. Go figure. Once they don't televise it, then we finally get a win, and Cole Young had 2 homers. So awesome to be able to see them, get off the schneid because they were on a big losing streak. And again, when you end up having the Padres put up almost 30 runs the day before, things were looking a little bleak there. 2-2 pitch. Roman Anthony, a little slow dribbler. Pitcher covers first, and that is out number 3.
BK, ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv.
So all out-of-market games, live or on demand, plus all your favorite sports on ESPN. We need to tell the people, Carl.
We're doing it right now.
ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv. All out-of-market games, live or on demand, all in one place.
Nice 5-1 victory over the Rangers. On the mound for Team USA will be San Francisco Giants' very own Logan Webb. And leading off for the World Baseball Classic for Team Brazil, right fielder Lucas Ramirez. Batting second, first baseman Osvaldo Carvalho. And batting third baseman Leonardo Reginato. And again, there are not a lot of options, for photos for obviously some of these other countries, but we're going to do our best with what's available to at least try to put a face to a name on every broadcast that we do. But Lucas Ramirez leading off is Manny Ramirez's son, so that's something. And then obviously you have Dante Bichette Jr., son of Dante Bichette and brother with Bo Bichette. So those will be the 2 most recognizable names for Team Brazil. Everyone else, probably not so much. First pitch from Webb to Ramirez. Low and inside with that sinker, 1-0 count. Sinker, sweeper, changeup, cutter, and four-seam fastball for Logan Webb. So definitely likes to be able to, divvy it up, quite a bit. 1-0 pitch. And Ramirez crushes it deep to right field. and it's gone. Manny Ramirez's son does it again. And just like that, 2-1 Team USA. Wow. My goodness. And again, Manny is smiling from ear to ear, seeing his son being able to go yard. Brazil may not win this game against Team USA as a heavy underdog, but it's nice to be able to see, Ramirez and hopefully Dante Bichette Jr. do their thing, which I assume that they will. Wow. Big home run there by Lucas Ramirez, Manny Ramirez's son. Wow. And I heard about him, with a lot of these players that I watched when I was a kid in the 80s and the 90s. Now their sons are starting to come up, but that's the best case scenario that you could have expected. And let's be honest, Logan Webb isn't the greatest pitcher that could be pitching, for Team USA in game one. There's obviously other options, but, you don't expect a guy to go yard on you right away, but that's what happened.
$4.99 each. Hold up. Is that Soprasada, Focaccia, Fuji apples, and it?
2-0 count to Garofalo. Two-0 pitch from Carvalho, fouled off. 2 balls and 1 strike from Webb to Carvalho. So if you are just tuning in to the broadcast, Aaron Judge in the top of the first inning with a 2-run blast to give us a 2-0 lead. And then Lucas Ramirez, son of Manny Ramirez, just homered moments ago to make it 2-1 Team USA. 2-1 pitch, changeup, outside of the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike from Logan Webb to Carvalho. Logan Webb on the mound. Osvaldo Carvalho, first baseman, in the box. 3-1 pitch, in there for a strike from Logan Webb. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Webb to Carvalho. Global broadcast on Fox if you want to be able to watch along. 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Deep into left field. All the way back to the wall. And caught by Roman Anthony. And that is 1 away. Next up for Logan Webb. In the 3-hole for Brazil, third baseman Leonardo Reginato. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. First pitch to Reginato. Foul tip, 0-1 count. Wasn't surprised that Judge went yard, but definitely surprised that Manny Ramirez's son decided to go deep at the first at-bat for Team Brazil. That was a little shocking. But again, we'll see how this ends up being as we get a little bit deeper in the game. Pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Webb to Reginato. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-1 pitch from Webb. Outside with a sinker, 92 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike from Logan Webb, representing the San Francisco Giants. And Reginato batting second here for Team Brazil. See if Osvaldo can go yard just like Lucas Ramirez did just moments ago. 2-1 pitch. Little slow dribbler by Osvaldo. Throw to first. And nice job by Bryce Terang, and that is 2 away. Next up is Dante Bichette Jr. Father, obviously Dante Bichette from back in the day, in the MLB days, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, and brother of Bo Bichette. So those will be the 2 notable names. Lucas Ramirez, son of Manny Ramirez, batting first, who already went yard. And then obviously here with Dante Bichette Jr. batting in the cleanup spot and DHing. First pitch outside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch here for Logan Webb. Popped up. And behind the plate, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dante Bichette Jr. Webb on the mound. Dante Bichette Jr. in the box. One pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Appeal at first base, and first base ump says yes, he went around. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dante Bichette Jr., and you can't miss him. Got his hair dyed green underneath that batting helmet, and it's flowing. Logan Webb at 15 pitches here. 1-2 pitch, low and away with a sweeper, missing 86 miles an hour by Logan Webb, representing the San Francisco Giants. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dante Bichette Jr. And we obviously know Team USA, the Dominican Republic, and Team Japan are the 3 best in the tourney. So we have to assume that, it's going to be one of those 3 teams that will win this tourney. But if you're looking at depth, player for player, it definitely is Dominican Republic and Team USA that are the deepest. 3-2 pitch. And that is strike 3. Nice job there by Logan Webb. A little electricity there on batter number 3. Actually, batter number 4, technically, with Dante Bichette Jr. He goes down on strikes. End of the first inning, and a pretty entertaining one as well. 2-1, Team USA with the early lead. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. $14 subs away from 23,400. Shout out to all the people that have ended up supporting the channel through and through. Looks like we got a few other subs here just moments ago. Appreciate that. 13 to go to 23,400 as we wait for the commercial break to end. And it is a global broadcast on Fox if you want to be able to watch along. All right, Joseph Contreras is coming in, youngest player in the 2026 World Baseball Classic, turns 18 just in a few months. First pitch with the 4-seam fastball to Byron Buxton, outside, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, and Buxton fouls it off behind the plate. 97 miles an hour here by Contreras for Team Brazil. Top of the second inning, 2-1 Team USA with a 2-run jack by Aaron Judge in the first and a solo dinger by Lucas Ramirez, Manny Ramirez's son, to make it 2-1 here in the top of the second. 1-1 pitch from Contreras, change up 81 miles an hour in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Contreras to Byron Buxton, representing the Minnesota Twins. World Baseball Classic, Pool B, matchup between Team USA and Team Brazil. 1-2 pitch, low and away with the changeup, 83 miles an hour, missing pretty badly there to Buxton. Top of the second inning, 2-1 United States over Brazil with a 2-2 count with nobody on and no outs. 2-2 pitch, high and away with a 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour by Contreras. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Contreras to Buxton. Three-two pitch. Buxton crushes it deep into right field, but it is caught by Ramirez, and that is 1 away. Next up for the Team USA, representing the Milwaukee Brewers, second baseman Bryce Terang. First pitch from Contreras to Terang. Terang pops it up into left field, back, off the wall. And if Terang hustles, he should be able to get in there for a stand-up double, and he does. Nice job there by Bryce Terang. Nice stand-up double off the wall. Next up should be shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. First pitch with the changeup outside, but hitting the zone 78 miles an hour from Contreras. 0-1 count. 1 for 1 with a single and a stolen base and a run for Bobby Witt Jr. in the first. Contreras on the mound for Team Brazil. Bobby Witt Jr. representing the Royals in the box. 0-1 pitch, low and away. Good defense there by the Brazilian catcher to let that not get too wild. Bryce Terang with the stand-up double at second. Top of the second inning, 2-1 USA. Jake in the building, what's good? Yes, it is being played where the Houston Astros play. Hence the background that I'm using and where the game is being played. And obviously they have the matchups in 4 different stadiums. And then, the main one obviously for USA will be here, I assume. At least for this round. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 3 balls and 1 strike to Bobby Witt Jr. Dank in the building. What's good, brother? Nice to see the Mariners win a game in spring training yesterday, or actually today, excuse me, after getting their ass kicked yesterday and almost giving up 30. And Contreras with the walk. Now we got runners at first and second and 1 out. Cole Young with 2 homers today, but of course the game wasn't televised. But again, maybe that's what needed to have happen. But the Padres definitely gave us a whooping yesterday, almost putting up 30. And again, it's spring training, but you still want to be able to win your fair share of games for your favorite team. You don't want to lose, every game for like a week and a half straight. But once the World Baseball Classic is over and Julio and Cal rejoin the team, it'll definitely be a stronger lineup. Next up is Bryce Harper. Takes a strike in there from Contreras. Oh, looks like they call it a ball. 1-0 count. "17-year-old Contreras on the mound, turning 18 in May. 1-0 pitch. Low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Bryce Harper. And he is the youngest player in this tourney at 17 years old. Contreras on the mound for Team Brazil. And superstar from the Philadelphia Phillies, first baseman Bryce Harper in the box, 0 for 1. Tank with a 5er, appreciate you. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I got the Cal Raleigh sewn jersey on, representing, here for Team USA. And we'll be doing Team USA with maybe a little bit of Dominican Republic for Julio. Looking forward to watching these 2 countries do their thing, and we'll see what Team Japan will do with Shohei Ohtani, who obviously dominated earlier this morning. 2-1 pitch, cutter. Ends up missing barely there for Contreras. 3 balls and 1 strike to Bryce Harper. Appreciate you. Thank with a 5er, and I'm looking for the same thing, a big dumper homer or big RBI. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. We're at 5. 95 to go to hit the goal. 3-1 pitch. Harper crushes that one out of play. Appreciate you, brother. We're at 5, 95 to go to hit the Dono goal. And it's all about the big dumper, baby. And you have to assume the Dodgers, the Blue Jays, and Mariners are probably the 3 most excited teams going into the year since we were the final 3 from last year. And 3-2 pitch from Contreras missing. And now we got bases loaded here for Aaron Judge, who already went yard once. Will he do it again? Now we know Shohei Ohtani went for a grand slam early this morning. Can we get a grand slam here for Aaron Judge? And we obviously know that Ohtani and Judge are the 2 best players on planet Earth. But we do have some number ones, in their position on Team USA other than Judge, including Cal Raleigh, best catcher in the game. First pitch to Judge with the bases loaded. Oh, and he was swinging for the moon there. Big swing and a miss. 97 miles an hour there by Contreras, the 17-year-old, representing Team Brazil, being the youngest in the tourney. 19 pitches so far here for Contreras in the second inning. 0-1 pitch, inside with the changeup, 80 miles an hour missing to Judge. Good patience by Aaron. 1 ball and 1 strike to Aaron Judge. And we know Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge will get their homers. We're just hoping that maybe Schwarber and Cal can follow suit as well. 1-1 pitch. Judge, broken bat. We're going for a double play. Throw to first. And got him. Wow. Unbelievable defense there by Team Brazil. A little bit of bad luck for Aaron Judge with the bat, cracking there and breaking in 2 pieces. But great defense there by Team Brazil with bases loaded with only 1 out. And they end up converting the double play. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. But again, we'll see where it goes. Go to the bottom of the second inning, 2-1, Team USA. One step here. I was wondering what was going on with the scoreboard. Something's going on with Fox and ESPN. Looks like they got most of their issues resolved, but it looks like they were having a few issues early, but hopefully things are going good for everyone else. Bottom of the second inning, 2-1, Team USA with the lead. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. And we'll be doing Team USA tomorrow on Saturday. And then on Monday and Tuesday as well. And then I believe Venezuela and Dominican Republic play on Wednesday. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. And then we'll do another spring training Mariner game, after Thursday next week, once we're starting to kind of wrap up this tourney. So little World Baseball Classic, little Mariner spring training. And then once we get to March 26th, it'll be the opening day for the Guardians and the Mariners at T-Mobile. And I can't wait for that. We're definitely rooting for Team USA to either play Team Japan or Dominican Republic would be preferred if you want the best ratings, but we'll see how the brackets line up. But definitely the most talent is going to be on the Dominican Republic and Team USA, with maybe Team USA with a slight edge with the pitching overall. But again, when you're going against Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr., Julio Rodriguez, they got a stacked lineup over there as well. First pitch from Webb to Ito, missing there just barely, a couple inches off the plate, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike from Vitor Ito. Ito in the box, and they got Logan Webb here still on the mound. 1-1 pitch from Webb. Little slow dribbler towards first. And nice defense by Bryce Harper. Throw tap on the bag, and that is one away. Down goes Ito. Next up for Team Brazil, second baseman in the 6-hole, Lucas Rojo. And Brazil changed pitchers after the first inning, and I'm not sure if they're going to go with a different pitcher every inning to keep fresh. I don't know if they have the enough players to go that particular route here for this tourney, but Logan Webb still going strong before giving up that homer to Manny Ramirez's son in the first inning. First pitch to Rojo, slow dribbler, bobbled, throw to first, and even off the bobble, Bryce Harper with the scoop and the tag, and we got it. Nice job. Bobby Witt Jr. with a little bit of a hesitation there, but strong arm to Bryce Harper, and that is 2 away. Bare hands it off the glove, Bobby Witt Jr. And again, most of the time when you end up getting a bobble like that, you're not strong enough of an arm typically to get there in time, but Bobby Witt Jr. is one of the best players in MLB, no doubt about that. Great defense there, 2 away. Next up for Team Brazil is going to be Victor Mascai, left fielder. First pitch in there for a strike from Webb, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Slow dribbler fading foul towards that first base line. No balls and 2 strikes from Logan Webb to Victor Mascai. Go-to pitch. Low and inside with the changeup. 86 miles an hour, missing by an inch or 2 there as well. Bottom of the second inning, USA up 2-1 against Team Brazil. Logan Webb, 25 pitches in here in the second inning. Takahashi had like 30 in the first, so I think that's why they replaced him. 1-2 pitch from Webb. Inside, changeup, 85 miles an hour, missing again to Mascai. 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Team USA up 2-1 here early in the bottom of the second. Two-two pitch, fouled off. And a nice souvenir for that fan there. Two-two pitch. High and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Webb to Mascai. You don't even need to do dark web. You just need to find a streaming link. So use Google and you should be able to find one pretty easily. Big swing and a miss. And Logan Webb with the nice punch out there. Obviously it's a global broadcast on Fox. But again, there are streaming links available. But if you do watch a streaming link, you'll get to watch the game, but you're not going to be live. You'll be about 15 to 30 seconds behind, which doesn't really matter for too many people. But if you do have access to Fox, it is a global broadcast. Nice job there by Logan Webb. Let's see what we got going on here. The second inning, 2-1, Team USA. All right, baby. So if you are just tuning into the broadcast and, ended up not catching the start, based off work or just being a little bit busy, Aaron Judge he's going to be the guy most likely to be able to go yard. When they played the Giants and the Rockies for practice games, Judge was in full form and obviously homering in, some of those exhibition matchups. So you had to assume that he was going to go yard. We saw Shohei Ohtani get a grand slam early this morning for Team Japan with a big blowout victory. And Aaron Judge with a big 2-run blast in the first inning, giving us the early 2-0 lead. And then in the bottom of the first, Manny Ramirez's son, the Red Sox legend, Lucas Ramirez, the right fielder, ended up going yard on Logan Webb, and we have a 2-1 score. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the United States, and obviously just a few hits there for Team Brazil. And we'll see if they'll be able to keep it somewhat close for the next few innings. Contreras to Schwarber. 1-0 pitch, Schwarber, and a nice base knock into right field. There we go, Schwarb. And again, wouldn't be that shocking if we see Schwarber go yard or the big dumper. Obviously with the 60 home run season last year, and Schwarber right behind him as well. Top of the third inning, 2-1, Team USA. Next up, the former Astro and Red Sox, third baseman now for the Chicago Cubs, Alex Bregman. First pitch from Contreras to Bregman, sinker, 93 miles an hour inside, 1-0 count. Top of the third inning, runner at first with no outs. Contreras on the mound, youngest player in the WBC at 17 years old, going to be turning 18 in May. 1-0 pitch, high and away with the sinker, 92 miles an hour to Bregman. Good eye and good patience there by Bregman. 2 balls and no strikes here in the top of the third inning. 2-0 pitch, 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour right down the middle. Gets called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike from Contreras to Bregman. Two-one pitch, gets behind the catcher all the way back to the backstop, and Schwarber, with good awareness, scampers into second, safe. Wild pitch there from Contreras, who's on pitch 27 now. Top of the third inning, Team USA up 2-1 on Team Brazil. Runner at second, Schwarber, and Alex Bregman in the box with a 3-1 count. Three-one pitch. Slow dribbler there by Bregman. Throw to first, and down goes Bregman. And that is 1 away. Schwarber being patient, staying at third, not forcing the issue. Now, got to be a thrill being 17 years old going against, all these amazing hitters for Team USA. No doubt about that. All right, next up, the best catcher in the game with the best nickname as well, the big dumper catcher representing the Seattle Mariners, Cal Raleigh. And I got the Sown Cal jersey on now, and hopefully we'll be able to see Cal do what Aaron Judge did earlier and go yard. Schwarber at third with 1 out. Let's go, Cal. First pitch, 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour inside, and that gets called strike, even though it looked kind of like more of a ball. But there's not going to be any ABS challenges here in the World Baseball Classic, to my knowledge. 0-1 pitch from Contreras. Low and at the knees, change up, 81 miles an hour missing. 1 ball and 1 strike to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. One pitch, outside, 2 balls and 1 strike to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. 2-1 pitch. Pitch is inside, and it almost hit him. 3 balls and 1 strike from Contreras to Raleigh. go, baby. Come on, Cal. Top of the third inning, 2-1, Team USA up by 1 with Schwarber at third. Contreras, the 17-year-old on the mound, youngest player in the WBC this year. And the big dumper in the box, representing the Mariners, best catcher in the game. Pitches low and away, wild pitch, Schwarber comes home, and that is 3-1 Team USA. And Cal will make his way to first base. Let's go, big dumper. There we go. Not maybe how we drew it up. You know, it would have been nicer if it was like an RBI or a home run, but we'll take what we can get. Let's go. Nice job by Cal. Nice job by Schwarber. Next up, representing the Boston Red Sox, left fielder, up-and-coming stud, Roman Anthony. Yeah, and he didn't start the game. They had Takahashi that had almost 30 pitches in the first inning, and then they ended up going from Bo Takahashi to Contreras. So, again, we will see how many pitchers they have, you know, on the team. I was looking through their roster. They had quite a few players on the roster, pitchers-wise, but I don't know how many are actually active and available. So, but it looks like the 17-year-old's day is done after giving up that run off another wild pitch. But still, you know, to be 17 years old and you're going against some of the greatest players on planet Earth, pretty exciting. And they mentioned just moments ago that the last time that we had another 17-year-old in the tourney, it was also on Team Brazil. So we know they like to get their athletes, you know, going at a very young age, you know, preferably soccer, football. But again, you know, getting these guys going at a very young age for baseball as well. And obviously it didn't go the way that he wanted. But again, Team USA, Cal Raleigh with a walk, Schwarber coming home from third base with the wild pitch, and Team USA up now 3-1 in the top of the third. We'll take it. They're going to be bringing in a new pitcher, and hopefully we'll be able to continue our dominance here. I mean, I don't think anyone really is worried on potentially losing to Team Brazil. But again, once we end up going against, you know, Japan or specifically the Dominican Republic, you know, even though we know Venezuela's team is pretty decent as well, but, you know, when you're going against Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr., Julio Rodriguez, and many, many others, you know, that is definitely going to be the biggest test. We're going to probably have a slight edge pitching-wise against a lot of these other countries, but again, it's not like some of these other countries can't go, you know, yard off our pitchers. And obviously, Lucas Ramirez, son of Manny Ramirez, obviously Red Sox legend, he ended up going yard on Logan Webb. Now, they're probably not going to be able to do it often as us, but again, it's not like these players are not capable from time to time hitting home runs here and there. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Yeah, but I mean, as far as, you know, roster, I think pitching will be slightly better for Team USA than the Dominican Republic. But if you're looking at player for player, I mean, you could argue maybe the Dominican Republic team is better, you know, player for player as far as 1 through 9. But again, the pitching and the defense might be the difference if we end up matching up with them deep into the tournament or in the final. And then obviously Team Japan's got Shohei Ohtani and a few other, you know, players, not as big as him, of course, but, you know, they always kind of rise to the occasion in this type of tournament. All right, Thiago da Silva coming in now, third pitcher here for Team Brazil. Cal Raleigh at first pitch, 1-0 count, inside. Slider 81 miles an hour there by Da Silva to Roman Anthony. 2 balls and no strikes with a runner at first, Cal Raleigh, and 1 out. USA up 3-1 here at the top of the third inning. Come on, Roman. 2-0 pitch, low and away. Count now is 3 balls and no strikes from Da Silva to Boston Red Sox Roman Anthony, left fielder. 3-0 pitch. And that is a 4-pitch walk for the 40-year-old. Yeah, 17 to 40. Wild, right? Now we got runners at first and second after Roman Anthony takes 4 straight balls. And let's see if Byron Buxton, been representing the Minnesota Twins, can go yard or get us a big RBI to extend our lead. Center fielder for Minnesota has had injuries throughout his career, has always been kind of hyped up as a great player, but has had a problem staying healthy. But as of late, within the last few years, starting to get a little bit healthier to be able to help Minnesota, do what they do. First pitch from De Silva. Inside there, 1-0 count. Buxton 0 for 1 in his first at-bat. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Top of the third, 3-1, Team USA. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss with the changeup from De Silva, 75 miles an hour. Fooled Byron Buxton there. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of the third. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-1 pitch, slow dribbler, double play attempt, throw to second, gets the force out, and no throw to first. And Cal Raleigh scampers the big dumper to third base. 2 away. So now we got runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs. One for 7 runners on base so far, so not ideal. But let's see if we can make that number a little bit better percentage-wise. With number 9 hitter in the lineup, second baseman representing the Milwaukee Brewers, Bryce Terang. 1 for 1 with a double off the wall in his first at-bat. Let's see if Bryce can come through again. First pitch from De Silva to Terang. Change up 77 miles an hour, missing outside. 1-0 count. Yeah, no ABSs here in the WBC. 1-0 pitch to Silva. Crushed by Terang. Fading foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bryce Terang. Run after 5 or a 10-run lead after 7, and there's a mercy rule. So you have to assume, if Team USA and the Dominican Republic are rolling, the first round mercy rule could apply to those teams, based off the talent that they have compared to the other countries. 1-1 pitch from De Silva. Low and at the knees as Buxton steals second with no problem whatsoever. Now we got runners at second and third with 2 outs, top of the third. 3-1 Team USA over Team Brazil. And a 2-1 count from the 40-year-old De Silva going to Bryce Terang. Two-one pitch. Popped up. And out of play. Yeah, and again, the last exhibition game the Dominican Republic played, they went against the Tigers and they tied 4-4. So I think the one thing that's going to hold them back, it's not going to necessarily be their hitting or necessarily their defense. It's going to be pitching, I feel. And again, they should be able to do what the Team USA does, even though our pitching will be a little bit better than all the other countries out there. But if you're looking at hitting and defense, player for player, they're right there with Team USA. Really, the advantage, I think, is pitching for Team USA against everyone else. Terang with a little blooper into left field, and that is caught, and that is out number 3. Team USA leaves 2 stranded, but again, we end up getting a run off a wild pitch, and we'll take a 3-1 lead. Let's go to the bottom of the third. Yeah, and again, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and a few of these other countries, they'll have a few, not a lot, a few players that you may have heard of. In some, decent names, but yeah, we will see how it all plays out. And again, if the Dominican Republic does get upset, I assume it will be due to their, lack of, depth at the pitching position compared to some of the other countries and whatnot. So, but we'll see. But you have to assume with an all-star lineup 1 through 9 that they have and bench, they could put up as many runs, as Team USA, you would assume, or even more. But again, that last exhibition game against the Tigers, you would assume the Dominican Republic would have put up 10, 15 runs like Team USA did against the Giants and the Rockies, and they tied 4-4. So that was a little alarming to me, as they were going into the tourney. But again, we'll see if they can ramp it up before it's over. And obviously, we've seen Team Japan dominate early this morning with a grand salami by Shohei Ohtani. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. All right, 14 likes, 42 in the room. Takes just 1 second, especially during this commercial break. It'll be a good opportunity to be able to get more people to come through to the stream, whether it be to comment or like or sub or donate. And then, again, we'll be doing most of Team USA and the Dominican Republic games here in the WBC. And any of the regulars that are obviously here as well can help out. All right, Logan Webb still out there. Had to go back from that other pop-up that came through. Bottom of the third inning, 3-1, Team USA. 0-1 pitch from Webb. To DeCarmo, little slow dribbler. Webb gets it, go to first, and one away. Great job by Logan Webb. A lot of times when you end up getting slow dribblers, pitchers freak out, and they end up throwing high, throwing low, throwing wide, and runner ends up being safe. So great discipline by Logan Webb by just taking a breather, gaining his composure, and having a nice soft throw to first to Bryce Harper, and that is one away. Gabriel Maciel in the box next. First pitch in there for a strike by Webb with the sinker, 0-1 count. 9-hole hitter Gabriel Maciel, they're in the box. And Logan Webb on the mound, representing the San Francisco Giants. 0-1 pitch, and Maciel fouls it off himself. No balls and 2 strikes from Webb to Maciel. Two pitch from Webb, low and inside. Nice stop there by Cal Raleigh with the glove. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Team USA up 3-1 here in the bottom of the third. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Webb on the mound, Maciel in the box for Team Brazil. 1-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. And Maciel gets frozen. Nice job there by Logan Webb, bringing that electricity representing the San Francisco Giants. Great job. Next up, for Team Brazil, right fielder Lucas Ramirez, son of Manny Ramirez, who went yard in the first inning on Logan Webb. First pitch to Ramirez, low and inside with a sweeper, 84 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Webb is up to 36 pitches so far. One-0 pitch, low and at the knees with the changeup, 85 miles an hour by Webb. 2 balls and no strikes from Webb to Ramirez. And there's Manny Ramirez in the crowd, his dad. Very cool. 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Ramirez. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. Lucas Ramirez 1 for 1 with a solo dinger in the first. 2-1 pitch from Webb. Big swing and a miss by Lucas Ramirez. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Webb to Ramirez. Bottom of the third, nobody on and 2 outs. Team USA up 3-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. World Baseball Classic, Pool B. And what happened here? Everyone's walking off. So I guess that ends up being changed from a ball to strike 3. And next up is Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, and Aaron Judge. That was weird. Normally when they, end up having an issue where it's a ball or a strike, obviously they have the ABS now where you can challenge, but they didn't really have any explanation. All of a sudden they just showed Webb and the rest of Team USA kind of walking off the field. So obviously that last ball got changed to a strike by that ump. And I guess, that is the end of Team Brazil. Go to the top of the 4th inning. And leading off for Team USA in the top of the 4th, shortstop representing the Kansas City Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting second, first baseman representing the Philadelphia Phillies, Bryce Harper. And batting third, who already has a 2-run jack in the first inning, right fielder, one of the best players on planet Earth with Shohei Ohtani, it is Aaron Judge, representing the New York Yankees and the Peace Boys. And I'm glad that Lucas Ramirez ended up going yard in the first. Again, a lot of times the perception, of Team USA or some of these other countries is just going to be blowouts, and none of these games are going to be close. Of course, we are going to get a few blowouts like Japan early this morning, winning 13-0. But once you start getting the teams that have MLB players, a good chunk of the roster, whether that be the Dominican Republic or Team USA, Japan, Venezuela, and a few others, once we go a little bit deeper in the tourney, it should get really spicy. I mean, there could end up being a few upsets. I highly doubt Japan, Dominican Republic, or Team USA is going to lose early. But once we go a little bit deeper in the tourney, things will really open up, and we'll definitely be able to see, who is the real deal, Holyfield, who is a contender and who is a pretender. Top of the 4th inning, 3-1, Team USA. De Silva still on the mound here for Team Brazil, and Bobby Witt Jr. steps up in the box. First pitch, low and away, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch from De Silva. Gets the corner there with the 4-seam fastball, 88 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike, with nobody on and no outs. Top of the 4th inning, 3-1, Team USA with the lead. 13 pitches in here for De Silva. Check swing, did he go? And he does not. 2 balls and 1 strike to Bobby Witt Jr. Let him know, TJ, for all the regulars that are in the room. We can get some of the people that are watching from the United States and beyond. We have a great global viewership where we're getting a lot of people from many countries all over the world watching on a regular basis, which is great. And again, we're just right into the thick of the baseball season approaching, as well as spring training. We're still a few weeks away, and having this World Baseball Classic is great, especially if you're a baseball fan. Witt fouls that one off. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bobby Witt Jr. Come on, Bobby. 2-2 pitch. High and away with the 4-seam fastball, 88 miles an hour by De Silva. And I remember watching Bobby Witt Jr. as a rookie in 2022 in Seattle against Julio Rodriguez, who also was a rookie. And I was lucky enough to get a Julio foul ball in the 9th inning in that game in 2022. And I knew when I saw Bobby Witt Jr. play for the first time with my very own eyes, I knew that he was going to end up being one of the greatest players in baseball as far as current players playing sooner than later. I mean, he was absolutely incredible, even as a rookie, just like Julio. Pitch fouled off. Count now is full for De Silva. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bobby Witt Jr. 3 pitch. And Witt pops it up in foul territory and hits the net. And Witt will have one more opportunity here in the box. Gets a little bit lucky with that netting. Top of the 4th inning, 3-1 Team USA. De Silva on the mound. Bobby Witt Jr. 1 for 1 earlier in the matchup in the box with a 3-2 count. Change up, 4-seam, change up, 4-seam, 4-seam, change up, slider. This would be pitch number 8 for De Silva, the 40-year-old, after having a 17-year-old in the inning before. A wide variety of ages for Team Brazil. Come on, Witt. 3-2 pitch. And Witt pops it up. Going deep into left field, but should stay. It hit the roof. I was about to say, where the hell did the ball go? The cameraman was going deep to left field, and then all of a sudden, you saw someone catch the ball after it hit the roof. And that's the first time that we've seen that here today. I guess that will be a dead ball then. Wow, that's crazy. I wasn't expecting it to hit the roof. And I think there was a time when the Mariners played the Astros last year that we might have had, maybe Yordan Alvarez or, Altuve, someone might have done this type of thing, but I haven't seen anybody hit the roof in the World Baseball Classic. And they have different locations, for this tournament. I believe 4 different locations, but that was a first. 3-2 pitch, slow dribbler towards third, strong throw to first, Witt running hard, and that is 1 away. Good effort there by Bobby Witt Jr. Japan defeating Chinese Taipei 13-0. Tani going 3 for 4 with a grand slam. Venezuela beating the Netherlands 6-2. And Mexico defeating Great Britain 6-2 or 8-2 with an Aranda go-ahead home run in the 8th. Next up for Team USA in the 2-hole, representing the Philadelphia Phillies, Bryce Harper. First pitch from De Silva, change up 76 miles an hour. Big swing and a miss by Bryce. 0-1 count. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk for Bryce Harper. He's been a stud since he's been in middle school. And then obviously going to the Nats and doing his thing for the Philadelphia Phillies. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike from De Silva. No balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. Come on, Bryce. This is a global broadcast on Fox if you want to watch along. First game for Team USA here in the WBC. 0-2 pitch. Harper going deep to left field. All the way back to the warning track, and a nice catch out there in the outfield. Wow. That is 2 away. Victor Mascai with a beautiful catch there in left field. Tokyo Dome, obviously, for Shohei, in front of his hometown fans. Next up, right fielder, Aaron Judge. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 2.2 scoreless. They got some ballers over there, too. And Judge, first pitch, crushes it, deep to center field, and it's going to stay in play. Damn it. And that is out number 3. And De Silva grinning ear to ear, thinking, man, that looked like it was going to be gone. But luckily the air came out of that ball there and ended up staying in play. 3-1 Team USA. Go to the top of the 5th inning with USA up by 2 runs. All right, we're at 19. 81 to go to hit goal, and we're at 5 on the Dono train. 95 to go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that Dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. See who's up here for Team Brazil momentarily. Again, if you are just tuning in, Aaron Judge with a 2-run blast in the first. Manny Ramirez's son, Lucas Ramirez, with a solo dinger in the first. And then obviously a wild pitch to be able to bring Kyle Schwarber home with Cal Raleigh in the box, making it 3-1 in USA. So again, we got a home run by Judge. No surprise there. Surprised that that we gave up a home run to somebody. But again, you have to assume Manny Ramirez's son, Lucas Ramirez, is one of the best players on the team, as well as Dante Bichette Jr., who is on the thumb, who is Dante Bichette's son and Bo Bichette's brother. So who's actually on the thumbnail here on the right, as you see. So I would assume, if Team Brazil is going to continue to get a few more runs, those two more than likely will be responsible. Not to say that none of the other guys can produce, they can, but those two seem like they have the best chance to help their team at least compete late. And then we got Team USA versus Great Britain tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific, and I will be live for that matchup as well. Can't wait. Logan Webb still out there. First pitch to Carvalho. Missing in the zone, 1-0 count. We got a couple pitchers warming up for Logan Webb. 3 innings pitch, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 4 Ks for Logan Webb, representing the Giants from San Francisco. Change up in there for a strike, 84 miles an hour by Logan Webb. Webb on the mound, and Osvaldo Carvalho, first baseman for Brazil, in the box. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for Carvalho. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and no out. Bottom of the 4th inning, Team USA up by 2 runs, 3-1. One-two pitch. And that is chopped foul. Carvalho, a construction worker / baseball player. So obviously, he's definitely got to be thrilled that he's out there. Quite a few Japanese immigrants, they're in Brazil. Absolutely. One-two pitch to Carvalho. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes with that sinker, 92 miles an hour, missing by Webb. 2-2 count in the bottom of the 4th with nobody on and no out. Webb on the mound, Carvalho in the box. 2-2 pitch. And a slow dribbler towards first base, foul. He's going to have to switch up his bat there. Has to get a new bat after that other one ended up fracturing. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-1 Team USA. Nobody on with no out. 2-2 count from Webb to Carvalho. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and the new bat doesn't make the difference. Nice punch out there. 5th K for Logan Webb. Way to bring the electricity, Logan. Next up, third baseman in the 3-hole, Leonardo Reginato. First pitch to Reginato, in there for a strike, a 1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, and a nice base knock, but line drive to Bobby Witt Jr., and that is 2 away. Great defense there by Witt. Next up is Dante Bichette Jr. First pitch to Dante Bichette Jr. inside with a sinker, 91 miles an hour missing, 1-0 count. Yeah, he's got that first foot, kind of tippy toe. Definitely a little bit of an unusual stance and whatnot, but, we're going to see a lot of different variety of stances in this tourney for sure. 1 ball and 1 strike from Webb to Bichette Jr. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. It feels like with that front foot, up, he's not going to have the full balance and power with his swing instead of having both feet, planted into the dirt. But we'll see if Bichette can get a hit for Team Brazil here. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And nice job by Logan Webb racking up another K. It almost feels, like with that first foot not being planted in the dirt, you're going to strike out more times than not. And Logan Webb proved that. Nice punch out there by Logan Webb. 6 Ks for him, and that might be his last pitch since they had 3 pitchers warming up in the pen. Nice job there by Team USA. And we'll see after the commercial break who is up next. Wow, blockbuster trade. Ravens acquire Max Crosby. Unbelievable. I was hoping that Tampa would be in the mix for a 2026, 2027 first-round pick. Wow. And again, we know how good Max Crosby is. Endless motor. And again, wow, a pretty big haul. 2 first-round picks and whatnot. And again, the Ravens defense, gets a player that they desperately need. Wow. Unbelievable. Breaking news, Max Crosby to the Ravens for a 2026 first rounder and a 2027 first rounder. So we'll see. Obviously, with the new regime, you have to assume that they're going to end up getting the Heisman winner from Indiana. And then what will they do with these other picks? We'll have to wait and find out. And obviously, Kubiak already being the OC for the Seahawks and winning the Super Bowl, moving on to being the Raiders head coach, and obviously cutting Geno this morning. So obviously, Fernando Mendoza will be the number 1 pick overall. But again, no Max Crosby, so that definitely leaves a big hole in that defense. I mean, they really didn't have anybody besides Crosby, and now you're going to have to really do a lot of work to fix that other side of the ball. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't pressed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. But it's nice to have, something other than spring training Mariners, considering we were on a big losing streak for about a week and a half. They did get the dub today against the Rangers, and Cole Young had 2 home runs, but of course it wasn't televised. It feels like every televised game that we do on the channel, lately hasn't been, a dub for us. And then as soon as they have a game that's not televised, then they end up playing well. So, hopefully after the World Baseball Classic is over, and then Julio and Cal come back, with Naylor and Randy and Brandon Donovan, then we have to have more of a full lineup. Maybe we'll be able to get into gear right before the season starts against the Guardians on March 26th. Thiago Vieira entering for Team Brazil on the mound. 2-3 record with a 5.81 ERA in the MLB career in the Brazilian League. Kyle Schwarber in the box, 2 for 2. First pitch to Schwarber, high and away with a 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Kyle Schwarber in the box. Vieta on the mound. Go Schwarbs. 1-0 pitch. And a slider 84 miles an hour in the zone for Vieta in there for a strike. Top of the 5th inning, Team USA by 2 runs, 3-1 lead, 2 for 2 with 2 singles for Kyle Schwarber. And we've already seen Judge hit a home run today. I would love to see Schwarber and Cal do the same. One pitch, slow dribbler, and the pitcher gets to first base, and down goes Schwarber, and that is 1 away. Good defense there by Team Brazil. Rojo, I see you. Great job there by Rojo. I see you, Lucas. That was some good defense there by Lucas Rojo for Team Brazil. Goes back past the first baseman, right behind him in the perfect place. And then, great job by the pitcher covering first. Next up, baseman, the new Cub, Alex Bregman, former Astro and Red Sox. First pitch with the slider, 83 miles an hour. Missing the strike zone by a few inches there, 1-0 count. Vieta on the mound, Bregman in the box. 1-0 pitch. Right down the middle with a slider, 84 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Vieta to Bregman. Let's go, Alex. One pitch. Inside, 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball by Vieta almost hits Bregman. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the 5th inning, Team USA up 3-1. 2-1 pitch from Vieta. High and inside with the slider, 84 miles an hour. 3 balls and 1 strike to Alex Bregman. Three-one pitch, low and away. Gets away from the catcher. Great patience there by Alex Bregman, and he'll go to first with walk. All right, Bregman to first, and we got the best catcher in the game, with the best nickname as well, Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Right hand sub, let's go, Cal. Training staff looking at the pitcher. Let's go, baby. I got the same exact Seattle sewn jersey on here, representing the Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Oh for 1 with a ground out and a walk. Let's go, Big Dumper. And obviously I'll be following very closely what Cal does here for Team USA and Julio Rodriguez and what he does for, obviously, the Dominican Republic. First pitch outside, 1-0 count. Vieta on the mound, Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh in the box. Won the home run derby. Should have won the MVP. But we know Aaron Judge is fantastic. But, when a catcher hits 60 homers, what else do you have to do? Which is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Ooh, my favorite player ever, Ken Griffey Jr., the kid. They're taking photos, professional photographer now. Big swing and a miss by Cal. 2 balls and 1 strike, Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Ken Griffey Jr. and Randy Johnson, Mariner legends, are both professional photographers now, post their MLB careers. How cool is that? Top of the 5th, runner at first. 2-1 pitch from Vieta coming in. 2-1 pitch, high and away. Slider, 83 miles an hour missing to Cal Raleigh. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first and 1 out. Team USA up 3-1 as they pan to Ken Griffey Jr. That's my guy. My hero. Besides my dad, Ken Griffey Jr. Love him. Come on, Cal. Bring that electricity, baby. 3-1 pitch, high and away. Good eye by Cal Raleigh. And that is another walk for Team USA. Cal making his way to first. Next up, left fielder representing the Boston Red Sox, Roman Anthony. All right, looks like Vietta's night is done. They're going with a pitching change, so we're going to a commercial break. Gained another sub since the last commercial break. Only 12 away from 23,400. March 6, 2026, World Baseball Classic, USA versus Brazil. Waiting for the commercial break with the pitching change. Dominican Republic up 6-3 on Nicaragua, which they should be able to win based on all that amazing talent that they have. Japan winning against Chinese Taipei 13-0. Shohei Ohtani with a grand slam earlier this morning. Cuba winning over Panama 3-1. Venezuela winning 6-2 over the Netherlands. No surprise there. Mexico winning 8-2 over Great Britain. And Puerto Rico beating Colombia 5-0. Gabriel Barbosa coming in here for Team Brazil. We will be doing Great Britain and the United States tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific. Lucas in the building. The Brazilian beast is back. How are you, my man? Hope you're doing well. Roman Anthony, up-and-coming stud for the Red Sox in the box. Barbosa on the mound for Team Brazil. First pitch for Barbosa, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes with runners at first and second, and 1 out. 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk for Roman Anthony so far today. The Brazilian beast is back. What's good, my guy? 2-0 pitch from Barbosa, high and away. Sinker, 91 miles an hour missing. 3 balls and no strikes to Roman Anthony. Come on, Roman. .30 pitch, high and away, and that is going to be a 4-pitch walk there for Barbosa, and technically 3 because when the other pitcher went out and it was already a 1-0 count. And now we got bases loaded here in the top of the 5th. Brazil with their backs against the wall. Barbosa trying to be able to find a way to get a double play to get out of the inning. They were able to do it earlier today. We were threatening with runners at second and third, but now bases loaded. Pressure is on. And next up, center fielder Byron Buxton. Oh, wow, they did a pitch clock violation, huh? I don't know if we should really have pitch clock violations in the WBC. I get it, we're not going to have an ABS, but definitely looking forward to a fantastic Seattle Mariners season in 2026. I'm going to do every single game, including playoffs, 161 out of 162. And then the one game that I'll go to this year will be on the 4th of July with my best friend, and they are playing the Toronto Blue Jays. So I'm super excited for the 4th of July. I'll try to get a foul ball. And again, it's going to be an amazing experience. This will be our 3rd year in a row going on the 4th of July. 2 years ago, we saw the Orioles when they were a playoff team. Last year, the Pirates. And obviously, this year, the Toronto Blue Jays. And again, the rivalry between Toronto and Seattle is definitely ramping up, considering we've played them twice in the playoffs in the last 5 years. And Matsumoto here, the manager for Team Brazil. They have a lot of Japanese immigrants that ended up moving to Brazil. And so you do see a lot of Japanese players and managers and coaches sprinkled in Brazil, not only for baseball, but other sports as well. And probably wasn't too pleased with the pitch clock violation with the game kind of in the balance right now. But now it's the top of the 5th, 3-1 Team USA. And you have to assume at some point, Team USA is going to open this game up and we could potentially win, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 10, 2, something of that nature. And we'll see what Buxton can do here, if he can open it up or if it'll still be 3-1 after this inning. Big swing and a miss by Byron Buxton with that slider. Beautiful pitch there by Barbosa, 83 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Buxton is 0 for 2, representing the Minnesota Twins. Top of the 5th inning, 3-1 Team USA, bases loaded with 1 out. 0-1 pitch from Barbosa coming in to Byron Buxton. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and Buxton behind in the count now, 0-2. Come on, Byron. That slider was nasty. And they're definitely hoping for a double play or back-to-back punch-outs by Barbosa. 0-2 pitch, low and away. Good eye there by Byron. 1 ball and 2 strikes with bases loaded and 1 out. World Baseball Classic, Pool B, game for Team USA. Global broadcast here on Fox if you want to watch along. 1-2 pitch from Barbosa. And jams him, pops it up behind the plate, foul. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. One-two pitch from Barbosa. And it hits Buxton. Hopefully he's okay. And that's going to bring in the runner from third. And it is 4-1 Team USA. And hopefully Byron is okay. I don't think that was intentional one bit. Trainer's looking at Buxton. Hopefully he's all right. Got him in the hand-wrist area. And he has had a tendency to, be injury-prone, so to speak. Obviously, that's the one thing that's kind of held him back, from really hitting the peak, as far as numbers and being able to help the Minnesota Twins go further. But Buxton is okay. He's going to shake it off. And next up will be second baseman in the 9-hole with bases loaded, Bryce Meringue, representing the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the Team Brazil roster and saw quite a few, Japanese players mixed in there. So. First pitch from Barbosa to Terang. 1-0 count. I believe there's a pretty good German population there in Brazil as well. Germans and Japanese. But I mean, obviously modern day now in Brazil, I mean, it's probably got quite a few different countries of people moving there. And Terang pops it up, deep to left field, off the wall, go, go, go. 1 run comes, 2, and the 3rd run. There we go. All 3 guys, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, come home. And a big double there. 3 ribby double there by Bryce Terang. 7-1 USA. Wow. There we go. Bryce Terang is locked in, baby. Way to bring that electricity, clearing the bases with a 3-run double. Beautiful. Way to bring that electricity. Now the game is kind of what I think most people expected the score to be at this point. A weird bounce off the wall, and obviously there was just no chance for that left fielder to be able to make a good play. Victor Naskai had no chance there. Next up is Bobby Witt Jr. representing the Royals of Kansas City. First pitch is low and away with a slider, 85 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Bobby Witt Jr., 1 for 2 today. Trying to add to his total. Top of the 5th inning, 7-1, Team USA. 1-0 pitch. Low and away with a sinker, missing, 92 miles an hour, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Barbosa to Bobby Witt Jr. Two-0 pitch, low and away. Slider 85 miles an hour, missing by Barbosa. 3-0 count now to Bobby Witt Jr. Yeah, we are stacked, And again, the one edge that we have against the Dominican Republic, who might be the 2nd best team in the tourney, I think is pitching. And a 3-0 pitch turns into a walk. Now we have runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Next up is first baseman Bryce Harper. It's not like Team USA is going to be putting up 15 runs every game. I assume when we play an opponent that's a little bit tougher, like Japan or the Dominican Republic, it might be a little bit closer than people think. But as long as we play the way that we should, Team USA should have a very good chance of winning this tournament. First pitch from Barbosa to Bryce Harper, and Harper pops it up. It'll be a routine play here for Team Brazil, and that is 2 away. Next up, in the 3-hole, right fielder with a 2-run blast in first inning, Aaron Judge. Go Judge. Top of the 5th inning, 7-1, Team USA with runners at 1st and 2nd and 2 outs. First pitch from Barbosa to Judge, high and away. And both runners advance to 2nd and 3rd with no throw. Come on, Judge. One-0 pitch. Slider 85 miles an hour, missing. 2 balls and no strikes from Barbosa to Judge. Two-0 pitch. Judge pops it up. And that is out number 3. Team Brazil finally stops the bleeding, but not after Team USA ends up getting a 3-run double by Bryce Rang, opening up the game from 3-1 to 7-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Well, Logan Webb gave up a first inning home run by Manny Ramirez's son, Lucas Ramirez, but since then was lights out. And again, maybe not the biggest name to start game one for Team USA. But again, if you're not familiar with his game, but definitely was very efficient and gave up 1 home run, and that's it. So you got to be happy about that. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run with the home run to Lucas Ramirez. 6 hits. We'll take that. 0-1 pitch from Waka to Ito. So Waka is now in for Team USA. O2 pitch, and that's the first punch out there from Waka. 1 away. First pitch from Waka. Four-seam fastball fouled off. 0-1 count. One pitch from Waka to Rojo. High and inside with the cutter, 80 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Michael Waka to Lucas Rojo. Check swing. Did he go? Let me find a better photo of Waka. Looks like he does go around. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Waka to Rojo. One, 2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down he goes. Second punch out there for Michael Waka. All right, Pete Crowd Armstrong coming in for Byron Buxton, and again, maybe he should have started the game over Buxton anyways. Go Waka. First pitch from Waka, four-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour, right down the middle, 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch to Maskai. Check swing. Does he go? Yes, he does. Behind in the count now, 0-2, as we have Pete Crow Armstrong taking over in center field for Buxton. And honestly, I think Pete Crow Armstrong is the better player. A little bit more exciting defensively, and I think a little bit better player in the box as well. Oh, 2 pitch from Waka to Maskai. Low and away with the four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th, 7-1, Team USA. One-two pitch, big swing and a miss. And Michael Waka comes in and strikes out the side. Beautiful. Dominant performance there by Michael Waka. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. Let's get it, baby. Shout out to all the new individuals that have subbed to the channel, not only today, but throughout 2026. It'll be an exciting World Baseball Classic tournament that we're going to have here for a couple weeks. We'll be doing a few more spring training games for the Mariners. And then once we get into the beginning of the season, March 26th, season opener at T-Mobile versus the Guardians. We'll be doing Mariners pretty much every day, all the way to football season. So definitely can't wait to be able to represent the Seattle Mariners on YouTube. And again, it's going to be a fantastic season, just like it was in 2025. IndyCar and NASCAR, they're on Fox and FS1. Sixth Brazilian pitcher getting a chance. Marostica coming in, 21 years old, 6'4", 203. Next up is Kyle Schwarber, who's 2 for 3. First pitch from Marostica, high and away with the 88-mile-an-hour fastball missing, 1-0 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees to Kyle Schwarber. 2 balls and no strikes to Marostica to Schwarber. Let's go, Schwarb. You have to assume, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Mariners, we're very excited about our teams, and Dodgers are trying to go back to back to back, which they could. And the Blue Jays and the Mariners are, 2 teams in the American League that feel that if there's anybody that could beat the Dodgers, it's the Blue Jays and the Mariners. So, we just got to be able to get to the World Series. And again, we're going to definitely be very competitive this year with Toronto. 2 for 3 with 2 singles for Kyle Schwarber. Top of the 6th inning, 7-1, Team USA over Team Brazil. 2-1 pitch from Marostica incoming. Low and inside. Slider 80 miles an hour by Marostica missing. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kyle Schwarber. Three-one pitch, high and away, and Kyle Schwarber, with some great patience in the box, takes the walk. Next up is third baseman Alex Bregman. First pitch to Bregman, high and inside. Sinker, 91 miles an hour missing, 1-0 count. Bregman 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a ground out so far. And his teammate, Pete Crow Armstrong, will get a chance to bat here in a few batters to go, representing the Chicago Cubs. Filling in for Byron Buxton, who got beamed on a play a few minutes ago, so they don't want to risk anything with Buxton. Pitch missing outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Alex Bregman. Two-0 pitch from Marostica. High and away. Sinker, 91 miles an hour missing again. 3 balls and no strikes to Alex Bregman. And that might be it for Marostica. I mean, they're already on their 6th pitcher, so... Three-0 pitch from Marostica to Bregman incoming. Low and at the knees, and that is a 4-pitch walk. Next up, the best catcher in baseball with the best nickname, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Right ends up, baby. Right ends up. Let's go, Cal. I mean, obviously, if there's a player that's going to hit a homer, Judge has already done it. But you have to assume that Schwarber and Cal will have a very good chance in this tourney to do it as well. And we'll see. It might even happen today. 0 for 1 with a ground out and 2 walks for the big dumper. I don't know if it's going to be 12-3. I don't know if Brazil's going to score anymore. I'm not saying that they're a terrible team, but, this Team USA team is stacked. So, honestly, I think that there's a very good chance that Brazil could end up with the score that they have now. It is possible they could get 1 or 2 more runs, but if the pitching continues to be lights out like it has been for Team USA, it might end up being, you might get 1 score right with the 12 part. That could happen, but I don't know if Brazil will score anymore in this game. Cal pops up into center field, and that is 1 away. But again, if you already got like 11 walks, for Team Brazil, that's not going to be the last time that they're going to be at that position. They're going to continue to probably walk players. So, and the more guys you put on, eventually someone's going to end up getting that big RBI like Tarang did with bases loaded. Next up is Roman Anthony. First pitch by Roman Anthony. Fouls that one off, 0-1 count. Marostica on the mound. Roman Anthony 0 for 1 with a ground out and 2 walks in the box. Top of the 6th inning. Team USA up 7-1 on Brazil with runners at first and second. A 1 pitch. And Anthony crushes it deep to center field, but it stays in play. And that is 2 away. And runners go back and tag up. Good defense there by Team Brazil. And next up, filling in for Byron Buxton. Center fielder now in the 8-hole, Pete Crow Armstrong. Let's go, Pete. And probably Pete should have started over Buxton in this game, so he's a little bit better of a player overall. But he gets his chance after Buxton ended up getting hit just a few minutes ago. First pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong, and he swings on a pitch, slow dribbler towards first, and that is out number 3. 2 runners are stranded there. Good defense there by Team Brazil. But again, they only have 1 run off 1 hit, and that 1 hit was a home run by Lucas Ramirez. So again, they're going to need someone other than Manny Ramirez's son to do anything if they want to get past that number 1, where they're at the moment. So for the bottom of the 6th inning, Team USA up by 6 runs. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Bottom of the 6th inning, United States up by 6, with a 7-1 score. If you just need a quick recap in the game, if you're just tuning in. So Aaron Judge homered to left center, 405 feet with Bobby Witt Jr. on, making it a 2-0 game in the top of the 1st. And then Manny Ramirez, the Boston Red Sox legend, his son at leadoff, Lucas Ramirez, hit a solo dinger in right center in the 1st, making it 2-1. And then later in the game, in the top of the 3rd, Cal Raleigh walked. Hal Schwarber was at 3rd with bases loaded, making it 3-1. And then Buxton got hit by a pitch. Bregman scored, obviously with the bases being loaded. And then with the bases loaded in the top of the 5th, Rang doubled to left, clearing Buxton, Cal, and Roman Anthony. And that's where we're sitting right now with a 7-1 lead. Great Britain, Mexico, and Italy, the upcoming schedule for Team USA. We'll be doing all the games on the channel. And then on Wednesday, I believe the Dominican Republic play the Dominican Republic with Julio Rodriguez and the Seattle Mariners play, I believe, Venezuela on Wednesday. And Team USA doesn't play on that day. So I think that's what we'll do. We want to make sure we get at least 1 stream or 2, representing Julio and the Seattle Mariners and the Dominican Republic. And that team is lights out, just as deep as Team USA. So I think it'll be very entertaining. Michael Waka back on the mound, retiring the side with 3 Ks, coming in for Logan Webb. And pitching has been immaculate here for Team USA. 0-1 pitch from Waka to DeCarmo. Carmo pops it up into center field. Pete Crow Armstrong running in and can't get it to it in time. And finally, the 2nd hit for Team Brazil. Here we go. We haven't had a hit since the 1st inning, and they finally got something there. Team USA retiring 15 Team Brazilian players until that base knock into center field. We'll see if Michael Waka can get Gabriel Maciel out here. First pitch from Waka. Big swing and a miss from Maciel, a 1 count. Bottom of the 6th inning, runner at first with no outs. Waka on the mound for Team USA and Maciel for Team Brazil in the box. 0-1 pitch, Michael Waka. Big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes for Michael Waka and Team USA. Oh-2 pitch from Waka. Big swing and a miss, and another punch out from Michael Waka. Waka, Waka, Waka. I love it, baby. Way to bring that electricity, Waka. And that is 1 away. Lucas Ramirez up next. 20-year-old who hit a solo dinger off Logan Webb after Aaron Judge did it in the top of the 1st inning. 1 for 2 with a solo home run. I know Manny is proud, and he is there in the stands cheering on his son. 0-1 pitch. Broken bat there by Ramirez. Popped up. And double play attempt. But the throw ends up being wild. And Harper misses that chance for that double play. And runner advances to second base. That ball hit Carmu when he was trying to go back to first base. I mean, there's nothing you could do there. And he was in the base path, so. Bottom of the 6th inning, Team USA up by 6, 7-1. Runner at second, and this is the first hit that we've seen since the solo dinger by Lucas Ramirez in the 1st inning. It's an error on Bobby Witt Jr. Next up is Carvalho. First pitch, crushed into left field, fading foul. Waka on the mound, Carvalho in the box. Bottom of the 6th, runner at second for Team Brazil with 2 outs. 0-1 pitch. High and inside, and takes a strike on the corner. No balls and 2 strikes with runner at second and 2 outs. Osvaldo Carvalho in the box, Michael Waka on the mound. 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down he goes, and that is out number 3. Nice job there by Michael Waka. And 7-1, Team USA. I mean, if Team Brazil was playing someone other, than Team USA or the Dominican Republic or, Team Japan, I think they would have more than one, and whatnot. But again, we have many professional players in the MLB, and obviously, when you look at Brazil's roster, it's not really, a fair fight, so to speak. So, but at least they got on the board with that solo dinger by Lucas Ramirez in the 1st inning. So, I mean, at least it's not, 7-0 or 15-0. But again, we'll see if Brazil can get another run on the board before this one is over. And we'll see if Team USA can hit double digits before this one is over as well. Next up for the Team USA in the 9-hole, second baseman Bryce Durang. And Bryce Durang, 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, a bases clearing double to get us from 3-1 to 7-1. Bobby Witt Jr. on deck, and Bryce Harper batting third this inning. We're in the top of the 7th inning, 7-1 Team USA. Eleven walks for the Brazilian pitching staff here today. Not exactly what they probably were assuming would happen here. First pitch to Bryce Durang, fouls it off. Right behind the plate, 0-1 count. Top of the 7th inning, 7-1 Team USA over Team Brazil. Bryce Durang 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs, and has played the best out of any player on Team USA besides this guy right here, Aaron Judge, with a 2-run blast in the first. And all Aaron Judge and Bryce Durang here today. World Baseball Classic, Pool B, global broadcast on Fox if you want to watch along. Marostica on the mound for Team Brazil. Bryce Durang representing the Milwaukee Brewers in the box. 0-1 pitch, slow dribbler towards first. Toe tap on the bag, and that is 1 away. Down goes Bryce Durang. Next up, representing the Kansas City Royals, shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. First pitch to Witt. Takes a strike there from Marostica. Curveball, 79 miles an hour. Good pitch there by Team Brazil. 0-1 count. Yeah, it's been a minute. Oh, 1 pitch. Low and away. Change up 85 miles an hour. Missing there by Marostica. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bobby Witt Jr. 1-1 pitch. And Witt crushes it deep into right field. Back to the warning track and caught, and that is 2 away. Nice job there by Ramirez with some good defense for Team Brazil. Next up, in the 2-hole, first baseman representing the Philadelphia Phillies, Bryce Harper. And Harper crushes the first pitch with a line drive, and it hits the netting foul. 0 for 3. Last at bat was a pop out, and we'll see if Bryce Harper can go at least 1 for 4 before this one is over. Go Bryce. Marostica with 20 pitches under his belt. Harper 0 for 3. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. $30,000 plus in the building. 0-2 pitch. Low and away. Curveball 81 miles an hour missing there by Marostica for Team Brazil. Top of the 7th inning, Team USA up 7-1 with nobody on and 2 out. And a 1-2 count for Bryce Harper here incoming. 1-2 pitch. Inside. Sinker 93 miles an hour missing by Marostica. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. 2-2 pitch. Bryce pops it up into left field, and that is out number 3. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and we'll see what's up next here for Team Brazil. Next up for Team Brazil in the 3-hole, third baseman Leonardo Reginato. Batting second, DHing in the 4-hole, Dante Bichette Jr. And batting third, shortstop in the 5-hole, Vitor Ito. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. Bottom of the 7th inning, 7-1, Team USA. Just waiting for the commercial break to end here and see if Team USA can add on a few more runs. And obviously, Team Brazil is trying to get a few more hits, a few more RBI opportunities, and they're hoping they can get another home run under their belt. Only 1 run, 2 hits, solo dinger by Lucas Ramirez in the first. We'll have a few substitutions at some point. Some of the other USA players, so far we only have 1 other than the pitching staff. And Logan Webb and Michael Waka do their thing, and then Byron Buxton ended up getting hit by a pitch, so he ended up exiting. And now we have Pedro Armstrong in center field. All right, Michael Waka on the mound, and Leonardo Reginato, the third baseman, in the box. First pitch, Reginato, nice base knock. And nice job by Leonardo with a base knock there. Third hit of the game. It took him a little time to be able to get that hit, but nice job there. Bobby Witt Jr. with the diving attempt, but couldn't get there. A nice job by Leonardo Reginato, the third baseman, with a nice base knock. And next up is Dante Bichette Jr. Dante Bichette, his son, and obviously Bo Bichette's brother. First pitch, big swing and a miss by Dante Bichette Jr., 0-1 count. Got to put that first foot down into the dirt. One pitch, and Dante Bichette Jr. hits it into center field. Pedro Armstrong is there and got him 1 away. And Reginato flees back to first. Next up in the 5-hole, shortstop Vitor Ito. Michael Waka on the mound, Ito in the box. Bottom of the 7th inning, 7-1, Team USA. First pitch from Waka, high and away, curveball missing, 73 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Come on, Waka. That's 25 pitches for Waka, coming in for Logan Webb. 1-0 pitch, High and away with a changeup, 79 miles an hour, missing the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes to Ito. Two-0 pitch. Ito crushes it into left field, foul. 2 balls and 1 strike from Waka to Ito. "23 strikes and only 4 balls for Waka." I would say that's pretty damn spectacular. 2-1 pitch from Waka. Ito with a little tip. And Reginato moving to second there. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 1 out. Vitor Ito 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout in his first 2 at-bats. Got quite a few Japanese immigrants that are obviously embedded into that Brazilian baseball team. 2-2 pitch, slow dribbler, goes behind the plate, that capital One sign, foul. Michael Waka on the mound for Team USA, Vitor Ito in the box for Team Brazil. Two pitch. Slow dribbler, right up the middle, tapper, throw to first. And big throw there by Cal Raleigh to Bryce Harper and got him. Hell of a throw there by Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Nice job, Cal. And great effort there by Bryce Harper with the stretch. Nice job, Cal. Great defense. Great job by Bryce Harper there, getting that foot on the bag as well. Now we got a mound visit between Cal and Waka as the rest of Team USA huddles up here on the mound. We got Team USA versus Great Britain tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific. We'll be live for that one as well. Team USA today, Team USA tomorrow against Great Britain, as well as Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we'll do Dominican Republic and I believe Venezuela for Julio Rodriguez, since Team USA does not have a game on Wednesday. And then we'll get back to doing Mariners spring training next week sometime. And then obviously the opening day for the Mariners will be March 26th. At home at T-Mobile versus the Cleveland Guardians. Can't wait. First pitch to Rojo. Low and away with a slider, 85 miles an hour by Waka, 1-0 count. Pitch from Waka. Big swing and a miss by Rojo. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 7th. Waka on the mound. Lucas Rojo in the box. 1-1 pitch. And Rojo with a nice base knock. And that might bring the runner home. Crow Armstrong with the throw. And there it is. Another run for Brazil. There you go. And Rojo there with a nice RBI as Reginato comes home. Nice job, Brazil. 7-2, Team USA. First pitch in there from Waka, and a Mascai in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch, high and away. Four-seam fastball by Waka, 94 miles an hour missing. 1 ball and 1 strike from Waka to Mascai. Come on, Waka. One pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Waka to Mascai. Michael Wacha on the mound, Victor Mascai in the box. Pitches low and inside, four-seam fastball missing, 93 miles an hour by Michael Wacha. 3 balls and 1 strike from Wacha to Mascai. Come on, Wacha. Three-one pitch, crushed into left field. Back, gone. Wow, 2-run blast, and just like that, 7-4 Team USA. Wow, Victor Mascai. Now finally, Team Brazil fans stand up out of their seats. Wow. And there we go. Now finally some emotion from some of the fans for Team Brazil. Victor Mascai with a 2-run blast on Michael Wacha. And just like that, 7-4 Team USA. And I would assume that we need to change pitchers and have Michael Wacha, hit the showers. And popped up, and that is out number 3, but not after a big 2-run blast there by Team Brazil. And now it's a 7-4 lead, Team USA. And again, it's not like Team USA is going to put up 15 runs every game. But with that being said, this game is a hell of a lot closer than it should be. We should be able to be, before this one is over, we should be in double digits, you would assume. But again, we don't know who's coming in after Wacha. And again, even though our pitching staff might be a little bit better than a lot of the others in the tourney, it's definitely the weakness that, every team has, the pitching staff. And again, no disrespect to Logan Webb or Michael Wacha, but again, there definitely are other pitchers that could have pitched, in game 1, like Tarek Skubal or someone of that nature. So, but give Team Brazil a lot of love. There we go. Lucas, the Brazilian beast, with a 2 Dalahala. Stacks. Rax with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Every dollar counts on the Dono train. Yeah, I don't know when we're going to see Gabe Spire. I mean, we are going to see him in the tourney at some point, but again, we already know what Spire is about, on the Mariners. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. He used to be one of the top guys in the pen, and he still is with Matt Brash, but Edward Bizardo ended up being better than Brash and Gabe Spire last year. Still one of the top 3 guys in our pen, but, we have obviously seen Gabe be lights out, but we've also seen Gabe shit the bed as well. So I'm not really sure if this is the time that we would want to see Gabe Spire when we're only up by 3 runs, but we'll see. But at least Brazil made it a game at this point as we're in the top of the 8th. Much better, for fans watching rather than the game being 7-0 or 15-0 or a score like Japan had when they ended up winning 13-0. So at least, you're keeping the other fan base engaged and also other people that are watching on the outside looking in, to see what's going on. 1 for 4 with a 2-run home run in the first inning, Aaron Judge. And if there was a time that we needed Judge to go yard, it probably is right now. Come on, Judge. First pitch, Amaro Stika to Judge, high and inside with a curveball, 78 miles an hour, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch from Amaro Stika, low and at the knees, four-seam fastball missing by a few inches there. 2 balls and no strikes to Aaron Judge. 2-0 pitch, high and away. And again, 2 homers by Brazil, 1 for Team USA, but you also have to remember, Brazil's got like 11 walks on Team USA players. So if we had more pitches down the middle, you would assume that we would have matched Brazil with a minimum of 2 home runs, maybe 3 or more. But Brazil has a lot of walks today. Pitch is low and away, and that is a 4-pitch walk. Another walk for Team Brazil. And Aaron Judge makes his way to first. Next up is DH in the 4-hole, Kyle Schwarber. First pitch from Marostica to Schwarber. Slider low and away, 80 miles an hour. 1-0 count. 2 for 3 with 2 singles for Schwarber. It would be nice if Schwarber could go yard or if Cal Raleigh could. We've seen Aaron Judge give us the early 2-0 lead in the first, but Lucas Ramirez had a homer in the bottom of the first to make it 2-1. And, Brazil has, done very well, considering the lack of talent compared to what Team USA has with all these Major League Baseball players. Pretty impressed. And maybe that'll be a strategy for some of these other countries when they go against Team USA, to walk some of these guys. Maybe not as many walks as 12 like Team Brazil, but, you get my drift. Popped up by Schwarber, and that is 1 away. Next up, representing the Chicago Cubs, third baseman Alex Bregman, the former Astro and Red Sox. Come on, Bregman. Top of the 8th, 7-4, Team USA, Marostica. On the mound for Team Brazil, Alex Bregman, the Chicago Cub, in the box for Team USA. First pitch from Marostica, high and away, 1-0 count. And again, they have a lot of walks. And again, it just depends on if you're able, to cash in with bases loaded or runners at second and third. And they've been able to stop us a couple times, where we could have exploded to score a little bit more. But pretty disciplined play overall for Team Brazil. 1-0 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Alex Bregman. But they also have to realize who are the home run hitters and who are not the home run hitters. And obviously everyone 1 through 9 could hit a homer, but again, Judge, Schwarber, and Raleigh, pitching them outside or inside, I get. But for some of the other guys, you can challenge, certain individuals like Bregman, Roman Anthony, Buxton, Terang, obviously Pete Crow Armstrong, but they may not be too familiar with certain individuals who they're playing. 3-0 count from Marostica to Bregman. And it's not like Team USA is going to be swinging at a pitch, 3 feet off the plate. 3-0 pitch, and that one hits Bregman in the back. And that's a 4-pitch walk, and that brings out the boos from Team USA fans here in the building. And I don't think that was intentional. But Bregman to first. And next up is the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Trident's up. Let's go, Cal, representing the Seattle Mariners. All right, pitching change. Marostic's night is done, and hopefully we can get the big dumper to give us a home run here, and we can get to 10. This would be the perfect time for Cal to be able to, go yard if he can get a pitch over the plate. I mean, most pitchers for Team Brazil have been pitching outside, so. All right, we're off to a commercial break as we wait for a new pitcher to come in, and hopefully we can see Cal Raleigh go yard. Yeah, I mean, Brazil has a chance. I mean, it's not like they're down 7-0 or 7-1. I mean, it's 7-4. I mean, obviously they need to get out of this jam that they're in here, but obviously they would need Team USA to kind of shit the bed, based on who comes in pitching wise. And Webb was good, Waka not so much. Even though he struck out the side, but yeah, I mean 7-4. I mean, it's possible. Realistically, is Brazil going to win this game? Probably not. But again, I don't think anyone anticipated the score being this close, being 7-4. So you got to give Team Brazil a lot of credit. But really, it's going to come down to who's pitching for Team USA. And again, with Team Brazil, their strategy is pretty much walk almost every single player, that they can. And again, they got, I believe, like 12 walks. So there hasn't been a whole lot of quality pitches for Team USA to hit. Aaron Judge did hit a 2-run blast first. That's our only home run because we haven't really had anything down the middle for the most part this entire game. So, and obviously Team USA is going to throw down the middle, to Team Brazil. And obviously they've gotten some punch outs, but they've also gotten a couple home runs as well, that they've given up. So, all right, Hugo Kanabushi coming in. Here's a lefty. And first pitch to Cal Raleigh, foul tip, 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. Oh, 1 pitch for Kanabushi. And Cal pops it up. And looks like it's fading out of play. Obviously, the beautiful thing about the big dumper, obviously that left or right, and has just as much power on that right side, obviously, than the left. Left is his strong hand. And again, he's improved the power and the timing with the right side of the plate, especially last year. 60 home runs from the big dumper as a catcher. That's just fucking insane. Top of the 8th, runners at first and second with 1 out. And Kanabushi on the mound. Big dumper Cal Raleigh in the box. Pitch is high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. One-two hit for Kanabushi. High and away. And again, when we say high and away, it's not a couple inches off the plate, it's a couple feet off the plate. And that's kind of been the story here for Brazil, whether it's on purpose or not. Whether they can't hit the zone or, they're trying to make it as difficult as possible for the USA hitters to get a pitch that they might be able to, get in play. Now pops it up into right field. And that is 2 away. Next up for Team USA, representing the Boston Red Sox, left fielder up-and-comer, Roman Anthony. Top of the 8th with 2 outs. Roman Anthony in the box, taking a curveball inside, 1-0 count. Top of the 8th inning, 7-4 lead by Team USA. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. And I'm kind of actually glad that the game is a little bit closer and competitive rather than the game being 7-0 and the game already being over, early in the matchup. So again, it definitely is going to wake up, Team USA. Even though they have all these Major League Baseball players, it's not going to be a cakewalk to win this tourney. Dominican Republic and Team Japan have just as good of a chance as Team USA to win this. And there might even be another country that sneaks in that surprises us as well, like Venezuela or something of that nature. So takes a strike there by Kanabushi. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs. 7-4. Team USA lead up by 3. 0 for 2. For Roman Anthony. Let's see if he can go 1 for 3 before this one is over. 1-2 pitch. And Anthony with a hard hit ball into right field. Go, go, go. Come on, Judge, go. And Judge slides in. Yes. There we go. And now it's 8-4 Team USA. We need that, a little bit of insurance, considering Brazil has gotten hot within the last couple innings. Nice job there by Roman Anthony. A Red Sox knocking in a Yankee. Who would have thought? Let's go. Let's go, baby. Next up is Pete Crow Armstrong. Oh for 1 with a ground out after Buxton ended up getting hit by a ball and had to exit the game. My pup just came in. Says, I miss you, Dad. Top of the 8th inning, 8-4 Team USA. In a fun competitive matchup for the first game for Team USA here. Runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs. 0-1 pitch, low and away by Kanabushi. Change up 80 miles an hour, missing badly. 1 ball and 1 strike to Pete Crow Armstrong. Come on, Pete. One pitch. High and away, 4-seam fastball by Kanabushi, 88 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners on the corners at first and third and 2 outs. Team USA up by 4. But Team Brazil has played well today. And again, this game is much closer than I think any fan anticipated. Brazil, Team USA fan, or even anybody on the outside looking in. I think most people assumed that we would score somewhere between 10 and 15, and Team Brazil probably would have somewhere between 1 and 3. So. And that is out number 3. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th, and we'll see what Team Brazil has. They got 2 more chances to be able to come up with a miracle. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that. Donate to Grant. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. I'm obviously curious if we're going to still have Waka out there after giving up that big home run. I mean, I assume that we need to be able to make a change and bring someone in a little bit more competent, but we'll find out here in a moment. I got to go get my pup a quick snack here. I'll be right back. I got my pup a little snack, and we're down to the bottom of the 8th inning. Team USA up 8-4. Oh, Gabe Spire in the matchup. Another Seattle Mariner. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Hopefully he doesn't fuck it all up. Oh, Gabe. Pup coming in. Sit down, honey. got Gabe Spire throwing to Cal Raleigh, so it's not like it's going to be something brand new. Come on, Gabe. We got a Mariner throwing to a Mariner, and hopefully we can find a way to win this game with 2 Seattle Mariners being an impact duo here late. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Let's go Gabe. Let's go Cal. Let's be on the same page. Spire on the mound. Maciel in the box. First pitch. High and inside. 1-0 count. Trident's up. One Mariner to another. Let's go. One 0 pitch. In there for a strike with a four-seam fastball. Yeah, and again, some of these, countries, probably have limited bodies. Not every team is going to have a stack of MLB guys, waiting to get in. So, I mean, they just said that, last pitcher hasn't pitched like 10 years. So obviously some guys are going to be young. Like we've seen a guy that was the youngest in the WBC at 17 years old. And then the next guy that came in for Team Brazil was 40. So, not every, team is going to have the luxury of having all these amazing guys coming in like Team USA and the, Dominican Republic and Team Japan. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and a nice punch out by Gabe Spire. Let's go. Nice job, Gabe. Way to bring that electricity right when you came in, baby. First pitch, low and away to Ramirez, 1-0 count. Let's go, Gabe. You Pat McAfee look-alike, you can do it, baby. Gabe on the mound, Cal in the box. Let's go. Representing the Mariners well. 1-0 pitch. Right down the middle. Beautiful sinker there by Gabe. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gabe Spire to Lucas Ramirez, who ended up hitting a home run in the first inning, and that is Manny Ramirez's son, 20 years old. And Ramirez skies one. And it is gone. Wow. Ramirez with another home run on Gabe Spire. Unbelievable. Solo dinger. And I think a lot of times with the pitchers, Adam, they have certain guys that are only pitching like one time. Like, Scooball's only going to pitch once. They're not going to have him pitch multiple times. So once they end up pitching like one time, that's it. So, it's not a normal strategy, in this tourney where they're going to be pitching guys like 3 or 4 times. Sometimes they may only pitch once or twice, and that's it. So they're going to be a little bit limited on who they pitch and the strategies. So big homer there by Lucas Ramirez. Come on, Gabe. And this is what we were talking about if Gabe were going to come in, right? Sometimes you get the good Gabe, on some nice punch outs, and sometimes you get the bad Gabe where he's got the top end speed, but he pitches it right down the middle and he kind of challenges the hitter. And if you're going to challenge a hitter down the middle, sometimes they're going to get you. And that's exactly what happened with Ramirez there. Brazil's got a strategy of pitching kind of outside, and now they've walked like 12 or 13 guys, but they haven't given up a bunch of home runs. We only have 1, and now they already have 3. So second strikeout there, 2 away. Well, they actually have a Brazilian baseball league. So, obviously it's not going to be the same, type of talent, going against Team USA. Dominican Republic is all MLB players, for the most part. Team USA, same thing. And then obviously Team Japan has got professionals that play in Japan and in, the United States, like Shohei Ohtani and obviously, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So just to name a couple. Bottom of the 8th, 8-5, Team USA, 2 outs with an 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Did he go around? No, he did not. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gabe Spire. Come on, Gabe. But they already mentioned that, certain individuals, like if Team USA was really going to come out with their best pitcher, shouldn't have we started with, Scooball? That would have been the guy. Why did we start with Logan Webb and, bring in Michael Wacha? It's not like, these guys are pretty good, but I'm pretty sure, there's some Americans that are better than those 2. So again, it is kind of a strategic lineup, based on when they want certain guys to go. And again, the weakest spot for every team in the WBC is going to be the pitching staff, no doubt. And again, even though Team USA might have one of the better pitching staffs compared to the rest of these other countries, they're not invincible. And obviously, we've been able to see Brazil get 5 runs on us. So, and that is out number 3 with that line out. Yeah, and again, so, I imagine if we had Screwball and he went like, the whole game, Brazil's not at 5, and then even if you had Skeens going, Brazil is not at 5, and again, I don't want to take anything away from Logan Webb or Michael Waka. Those guys are pretty good, but they're not fucking Skeens good or Screwball good, like best in the world good, so. But again, at least Brazil made it a game. And again, it brings, eyes to the WBC, and again, no one thought it would be this close. But again, it's going to bring more eyes, in tomorrow's game and then the rest of the games in the tourney and whatnot. And obviously you want to win with style points. You want to win and you want to blow out teams by a lot. But for outsiders that are maybe fair weather fans of baseball or the WBC, when they see a closer game, they're going to tune in rather than United States being up 8-0 and them not even caring. So you got to give Team Brazil a lot of credit. Pitching wasn't the greatest, for them, a lot of walks. But again, Team USA, doesn't fear anybody. So they're going to pitch down the middle probably more than anyone in this tourney. And sometimes we're going to get punch out and sometimes we're going to get burned for big home runs. And remember, the guy that got the 2 home runs against us is Manny Ramirez's son. And he might end up being in the big leagues one day. He's 20. So, again, it definitely is closer than anyone anticipated. I think most people assumed, Brazil would get to 1 to 3 runs and the United States would be, somewhere between 10 and 15. But again, it does show you, depending on how teams play you, it's not going to be, 15-0 every single game. And that's good for the WBC. So. I did see Harry Ford got a homer against Mexico. Good for him. I'm going to miss him. He's going to be better than Mitch Garver, you would assume. And then we got Kisner and Brian O'Keefe. I would have rather, wanted, to keep Harry Ford, and Jose Ferreira didn't look very good, in the first time that I saw him. And I hope that he'll be a good lefty, but I kind of fear he'll be like Gabe Spire. He'll be good, but he also will get fucking rocked. And I would rather have Harry Ford as a backup catcher than Kisner, Mitch Garver, or Brian O'Keefe. But, we don't expect Cal Raleigh to miss, any time, if any. So. Top of the 9th, 8-5 Team USA, Kanabushi to Terang. And Terang has been the MVP in this game so far, besides Aaron Judge. He has been fucking electric. Nice job by Bryce Terang. And sometimes it shows you might not be the most popular player. You might be one of the low-end guys in the starting lineup. But that doesn't mean the low-end guy can't be a hero. I would say between him and Roman Anthony, those are the 2 lowest, based off name recognition, in the starting lineup. And Terang has been an MVP today for us. It looks like we're going to have another pitching change here for Team Brazil. And Kanabushi is done. But even, if Team Brazil ends up, losing this game, right, you're going to give a lot of credit, and again, for all the fans, thinking that, man, I hope that we might get blown out. And then to be able to throw up a few home runs, have a player, Manny Ramirez's son, hit 2, and then on top of that, only be down by 3 in the 9th inning, I would say that's a pretty good success for baseball for Team Brazil. And again, and all the Brazilian kids that normally play soccer, looking at this score, maybe some of these kids will be like, hey, maybe I should give baseball a shot. And then it's going to open the eyes for a lot of the youth, to maybe play baseball and soccer, maybe not necessarily to transition out of soccer, completely into baseball solo. But I imagine there's going to be some kids that are going to be looking up to these players and thinking, man, this would be so cool, and one day if I could be in this tourney and whatnot. So, for everything that's happened up to this point, it's definitely a dub, for Brazil. Even if they don't win this game, it's going to open up a lot of eyes for the kids and the fans. And again, the next time Brazil is in the tourney, they're going to be that much more excited, down the road, especially when you can compete with a team of Major League Baseball players, the best in the world, and you put up fucking 5. That's very impressive if you ask me. So. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. And, again, as a fan, you want your country that you root for or represent to do well, right? Of course, blowing out teams left and right would be great, but again, for fans of baseball, you want close games, and again, I'm really happy that we have a close game. Now, it's a little too close for comfort for a lot of Team USA fans, I'll tell you that, but, at the end of the day, a win is a win, even if it's a close win. Sliding into second, safe. And Lopez comes in here for Team Brazil. Lang is at second, and hopefully we can bring him home. Now, but Lucas, you're also assuming that we're not going to score any runs this inning, and there's a good chance that we will. I think that we have a very good chance of getting to 9 or 10, or maybe even more, depending on how Lopez pitches here. Now, if we don't score any and you get a grand slam, and then you could end up winning 9-8. But I don't think that we're gonna get nothing this inning, especially with a runner at second, Bryce Durang, and no outs. But again, you guys have shut us down with bases loaded and stopped us with runners at second and third. So double plays could happen. 1-1 pitch, high and away by Lopez, four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour missing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here with a runner at second and no out, Team USA up by 3. Two balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and no out. And again, if you're a fan of high school baseball, college baseball, or the MLB, or just baseball in general, the way that they manage the pitchers in this tournament is going to be completely different than other tournaments that are played, in other sports. We didn't start with our best pitcher, otherwise we would have went with Screwball or Skeen, so we didn't. Check swing, did he go? He did not. And sometimes you got to do it based on, the opponent. Sometimes you want to save certain guys for certain opponents and whatnot. So, not to say that Logan Webb and Michael Walker are terrible. They're not. But they're not Skeens and they're not Screwball. So. Lopez with a 3-2 count. 3-2 pitch to Bobby Witt Jr. And Witt pops it up and out of play. Come on, Bobby. Bobby Witt Jr. representing the Kansas City Royals. Had a couple, ground balls that got past him, which was a little unusual for someone that's elite offensively and defensively. But, you got to give Brazil credit. They came into this probably not thinking that they were going to win, but they wanted to compete, and they definitely did today. 3-2 pitch from Lopez to Witt. And big swing and a miss. Lopez gets him, and a nice punch out there from Lopez. 1 away. Next up, in the 2-hole, representing the Philadelphia Phillies, first baseman Bryce Harper. We need Harper or Judge to be able to get an RBI for Trang here, but they've been a little cool here these last few innings. First pitch fouled off by Bryce Harper from Lopez. Sinker, 95 miles an hour, 0-1 count. And Harper hasn't been good today, 0 for 4. Last at bat with a flyout. Oh, 1 pitch. There we go, Bryce. Finally. Nice base knock. Go, go, go. Come home. Come home. Bang. There we go. I told you. You weren't going to score, we weren't going to be scoreless in that particular inning, especially with Trang at second. There we go. Nice job. Bryce Harper finally getting an RBI, going 1 for 5, but I'll take it. Nice job, Bryce. And Trang comes home from second, 9-5, Team USA. Next up is Aaron Judge, and this would be a great time for Judge to hit a 2-run blast. He's already done it once. Let's do it again. go, baby. First pitch, high and away. 1-0 count. Ooh, a tattooed baddie there in the second row. I see you. You put the phone down and take a look when Judge is playing. And this guy with the jersey, he's locked in. 1-0 pitch, throw to first. But hell, if I was there at the WBC, yeah, I mean, there's no way I would be on my phone with Judge or Cal in the box. Got to make sure you soak that experience in. Lopez on the mound, Aaron Judge in the box. 1 for 4 with a 2-run blast in the first to give us a 2-0 lead. 1-0 pitch. Judge fouls that one behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike from Lopez to Judge. Come on, Judge. One pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Lopez to Judge. And this will be the only time you'll see Seattle Mariner fans rooting for players on another team, unless we're watching the All-Star game, American League versus National League, or something like this in the WBC. 2-1 pitch from Lopez to Judge. Takes a strike down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Lopez to Judge. Come on, Aaron. Come on, Judge. 2-2 pitch from Lopez. High and away. Sinker at 95 miles an hour, missing by Lopez. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Lopez to Judge. Judge is one of those guys, if you have memorabilia of his, like Shohei Ohtani, it's just going to keep going up and up and up. There's no room for it to go down. They are just too good. But you could also say the same thing for Julio and Cal if you're a Mariner fan. You invest in certain individuals, rookie cards, autos, patches, or you end up getting, memorabilia early, before it goes up. You'll definitely be able to have a good investment. And I got quite a few Cal's, Julio's, and I even got a graded rookie auto of Aaron Judge that I bought, many, many years ago. And, sooner than later, it's going to crack over 1,000. So sometimes you got to make an investment when you know someone is elite. Now, the only regret I have is I don't have any high-end Shohei Ohtani rookie autos. I should have pulled the trigger and, picked up a couple early in his career, but didn't have the extra money at that time. Judge still in the box in the top of the ninth with a runner at first. With 1 out, 9-5, Team USA up by 4. 3-2 pitch coming from Lopez to Judge. Come on, Aaron. Judge crushes it towards third base, foul. Global broadcast here on Fox, World Baseball Classic Pool B, first game for Team USA. And we will be live tomorrow for Team USA at 5 o'clock Pacific on Saturday. Three-two pitch, high and away, and that'll be another walk to Aaron Judge. But again, if you have extra money and it's someone special like Judge, and you pull the trigger and spend $300, $400, $500 early, you can almost assume that $300, $400, $500 that you spent on a graded auto rookie, it's going to definitely go up if it's a guy like Ohtani and Judge. All right, we're going to get another pitching change here. Lopez is only at 17 pitches. Let's see what they decide to do here. And next up, DHing Kyle Schwarber. And you have to assume after Aaron, Judge, you would have to assume Schwarber and Cal Raleigh would be most likely the next guys to be in line to go yard at some point in this tourney, if not today. There's no doubt about it. Ohtani and Judge are the 2 best players in baseball, and it's not even close. But it is nice, if you're a Mariner fan, we got 2 players that are the best at their position, and they're still, young and getting into their prime. Best catcher in baseball and the big dumper, Cal Raleigh, and the best center fielder in the game, Julio Rodriguez, representing the Dominican Republic. And, he hasn't even had a good first half of the season yet. And again, he's been top 7 in MVP voting. Just imagine if Julio can start off fast and finish really strong late. He could end up being in the running at some point in his career and being a top 3 MVP candidate. It's very possible. Hell, it could even be this year. He's a guy that has a talent that could go 40-40 or 50-50. But again, he still has to work on his timing and be a little bit patient in the box. First pitch to Kyle Schwarber outside, 1-0 count. Schwarber has been good today, 2 for 4. Lopez on the mound, Kyle Schwarber in the box, top of the ninth. Runners at first and second with 1 out. 1-0 pitch inside. Slider 85 miles an hour missing by Lopez. 2 balls and no strikes to Kyle Schwarber. Come on, Kyle. Pitch. Low and away. 4-seam fastball missing by a few inches there. 3 balls and no strikes from Lopez to Schwarber. Might turn into another walk. This might be I don't know what the record in the WBC for walks is, but Brazil has definitely got to be one of the teams that has had some of the highest numbers for walks, definitely this year. But I'm not sure what the all-time number is for walks in a game. And that's another walk there for Lopez. Bases loaded with 1 out, and Brazil desperately needs a double play. Team USA, we're looking for something big. Next up, in the 5-hole, third baseman Alex Bregman. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't mind, Bregman getting walked or, and then Cal coming up and hitting a big home run. But we'll see. Come on, Bregman. First pitch, high and inside, 1-0 count. Give me a walk to Bregman. Runner from third comes home. We go up 10-5, and then Cal Raleigh comes up and hits a grand salami, and then we go up 14-5. What do you say? Come on, Bregman. I mean, it is possible that Bregman gets a hit and gets an RBI here as well. But the way that they've been pitching with Lopez, it seems like it could be a walk here. 2 balls and no strikes from Lopez to Bregman. Bregman in the box. Cal Raleigh on deck. Let's go. And then if we end up getting to a 14-5 score, then that would be kind of what maybe people assumed what the score would possibly be before this game started. 2-0 pitch. Holy shit. Almost hits Bregman in the head. And Bregman ends up hitting the deck. Team USA fans not liking that. And Bregman's already gotten hit once. I don't think that was intentional, but Team USA fans getting a little chippy there. 3 balls and no strikes to Alex Bregman. I assume this will be a walk here. 3-0 pitch. And there it is. And again, I called that when we only had 1 pitch at the at-bat. Runner from third comes home. And now we got an opportunity for the best catcher in the game, the big dumper with the best nickname, Cal Raleigh, to hit a grand salami for us to win this game 14-5, or maybe even more than that. Let's go, big dumper. All right, Tomas Lopez, your night is done. And again, if we can get the grand salami here and go up 14-5, that would be fantastic. Hell, I'll even take an RBI, single or double, for Cal. But again, with only 1 out and depending on how the pitching is going to go, it is possible that USA could get to 14, 15, 16 runs here in the ninth and add 4, 5, 6 runs before this one is over, depending on how the pitching goes. But we got a nice 10-5 lead on Brazil, another run for insurance. But again, I'm looking for someone to hit a home run other than Aaron Judge here today. Let's go, big dumper. Let's go, Cal. Commercial break as we're waiting for the new pitcher to come in. Go, baby. Lock into that home run derby swagger that you got. Let's go, Cal. All right, Vitor Takahashi coming in. 17 years old. Two 17-year-olds pitching here for Team Brazil. Unbelievable. Well, I think you already got your miracle when you guys got to 5 runs. You know, I think most people thought 1 to 3, and you got almost double than what most people predicted. So, this is a team full of Major League Baseball, professionals here. So, if Team USA is going to lose, it's only going to be, you would assume, to Team Japan or the Dominican Republic, realistically. Pitch clock violation there on Takahashi. 1-0 count. Come on, Cal. 1 pitch. High and away. They changed that first pitch from a ball to a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Last at bat with a fly out. Let's go 1 for 4 today, Cal. Come on now. One pitch. High and away. And it's not like, Team USA is going to be chasing at bad pitches. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had so many walks today either. So, as bad as we want RBIs and hits and home runs, we're not going to swing at something 5 feet off the plate. 3-0 pitch. Looks like they did change that originally to a ball, and that is a 4-pitch walk, and another run comes in. 11-5. Team USA, and they still only have 1 out. So again, the chance for us to be able to get to 15 or 16 before this game is going to be over is a very good possibility. Bases loaded, another walk, and again, the walks are starting to add up. They might end up breaking the record for most walks in a game. And the score is 11-5, not 10-5. We'll see if ESPN will update. First pitch from Takahashi to Roman Anthony, 0-1 count. Yeah, we want to be able to swing the bat. I mean, the amount of walks in this game is a little ridiculous. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Takahashi to Roman Anthony. And the score is 11-5, not 10-5. You can always count on ESPN to go asleep at some point, during a game. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Takahashi to Anthony. I mean, it's kind of crazy that we have 11 runs based on how many walks that have, happened here by Team Brazil. 2-1 pitch. And there we go. A nice base knock into right field. Go, go, go. There we go. And scoreboard finally updated. 12-5 Team USA. There we go, baby. Let's go. Bases loaded with 1 out. 12-5 Team USA. Let's get it. Next up is Pete Crow Armstrong representing the Chicago Cubs. First pitch, high and away. 1-0 count. And normally games, for the WBC last about the same as a Major League Baseball game, about 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes. But this game is almost, an hour past that because of all the fucking walks. 1-0 pitch from Takahashi, low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Pete Crow Armstrong. And I mean, fuck, if they keep pitching like this, it's just going to be walk, and the batters are just going to be coming in from third base and coming home. Two-0 pitch. Inside. What's new? 3 balls and no strikes from Takahashi to Crow Armstrong. And it's one thing strategy if you don't want to throw down the middle, but I mean, is this on purpose or can you just not hit the strike zone? You know, because again, the amount of walks, I mean, they're approaching like 15 in the game, which is a little ridiculous, no matter what country is playing. 3-0 pitch. Finally, we get a strike down the middle, but no swing by Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA. 3 balls and 1 strike with bases loaded and 1 out. And I assume this next pitch will be a walk, and boom, 13-5. I mean, I get it. You know, there's a certain strategy to it all, but a lot of these Brazilian pitchers can't hit the strike zone. Runner comes in from third again, and now it's 13-5 after it was just 10-5 about a minute ago. Next up, second baseman in the 9-hole, MVP today, Bryce Terang. I mean, if we can get a fucking pitch right down the middle, we can go for a grand salami. I think your miracle's over, my guy. Be happy that you got to 5. Three for 5, 2 doubles with a single and 3 RBIs for Bryce Terang. I mean, it's one thing when we're pitching down the middle and you guys can't pitch down the middle. That's a little bit of a difference here. 2-0 count to Bryce Terang. Even my pup is saying, what the fuck is this? This is going way too long here. I know. 2-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 3 balls and no strikes with bases loaded and 1 out. And I mean, it's like they're throwing 1 strike after every like 30 pitches. Even the fans in the crowd are getting a little restless and upset here. A win is a win, but this is a little ridiculous. 3-0 pitch. Finally a strike. And then you get a cheer from the crowd that they actually can hit the strike zone. Bases loaded. Top of the 9th. Takahashi on the mound. Terang in the box. And that's a pitch clock violation. And another run comes home. There's Cal Raleigh. 14-5. Team USA. Just pitch down the middle, for Christ's sakes. I mean, the game's already over. You know, it's like you're not coming back. You're not going to beat us. You know, but the problem is I don't think they can pitch down the middle. That's the problem. Even if they wanted to. Yeah, 5 feet off the plate, fucking swing. Who cares? But, you know. 3-1 pitch. Finally a pitch down the middle. Another run scores. Throw to first. And finally, we get the second out. 15-5. This is the type of score that, you know, coming into the game that we kind of thought. You know, it just took us to the 9th inning to, you know, get all of these runs here. Now we got a runner at second with 2 outs. 15-5. Team USA. I mean, this game started around 5 o'clock. There's no reason the game should be 3 hours and 30 minutes to 4 hours long. I mean, a typical WBC game is about 2 hours and 40 minutes. But I guess if you can't hit the strike zone and you walk fucking 20 batters for Team USA, I mean, it's going to stretch out the game. First pitch, high and away to Bobby Witt Jr., 1-0 count. One-0 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Takahashi to Bobby Witt Jr. Hell, if it ends up being a ball, just call it a strike. Who cares? 5 feet off the plate, call it a strike. Everyone's restless. People want to eat dinner. This game needs to end. 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Thank God. you get the crowd clapping. Even Team USA fans clapping for Brazil strikes. They haven't been able to hit the zone all night. Come on, Team Brazil. Throw it down the middle. 2-1 pitch. Popped up by Bobby Witt Jr., and hopefully this will be out number 3 for Team Brazil. And finally, the top of the 9th fucking ends. Golly, that felt like the Padres and the Mariners yesterday. Jesus Christ. All right, Brazil. All you got to do is score 11 runs here in the bottom of the 9th, and you win. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I mean, even if my dog is getting restless, for this game going as long as it is, then it's long. So, all right. Hopefully it's a quick 1, 2, 3, and then obviously I gotta eat and take my pup on a long evening walk, and we'll be live tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific. And I was thinking, 3 hours max. I had no idea that it would be like an old school baseball game based off the time. But I'll have to adjust tomorrow, assuming that it could be a similar type of length of game, for these WBC games. And I guess if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. If you're going to be putting up 10 to 15 runs in a majority of the games, if you're Team USA or maybe if you're the Dominican Republic and you have a chance to put up some high numbers, or Team Japan, then some of the games may end up being a little bit longer. So, but I don't think I've ever watched a game where, pitchers, had this many walks, but all right. Mason Miller coming in, and we know he's got the fucking heat, and hopefully, Miller, obviously with the Athletics and the Padres, will, just give us some fucking lightning, and we'll be able to retire the side here pretty quick. Bottom of the 9th. Nobody on, no outs, 15-5. And again, when we were only up, 9-5, they're a little bit closer than, most people thought. But then obviously, we took care of business there in the top of the 9th. And, obviously we'll see if Brazil can get one more big hit or one more big home run. But again, Mason Miller doesn't give up a whole lot. So we'll see what we get here. Got Dante Bichette Jr. in the box. Mason Miller, the closer, on the mound. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count, 100 miles an hour. And again, you haven't seen Logan Webb or Michael Wacha going for triple digits like you are with Mason Miller here. Dante Bichette Jr. is 0 for 3. Big swing and a miss on that 100-mile-an-hour pitch by Mason Miller. And you have to assume every pitch to 100 to 102, more than likely. He might end up having an off speed for somewhere in 90 to 98, but that one was 102, high and away. But typically 100 and 102 is what he does. That's crazy. Dante Bichette Jr. 0 for 3. High and away. Come on, Miller. 101 on that last pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike. Did Dante Bichette Jr. It's right down the middle. You don't have to pitch, with everything that you got. It doesn't have to be 100 to 102. You can throw 95, my guy. Three-one pitch. And that's a walk to Dante Bichette Jr. Come on, Mason Miller. Job by Dante Bichette Jr., Bo Bichette's brother, and father, Dante Bichette, who I watched when I was a kid. All right, Vitor Ito up next, 0 for 3 with the ground out. Just give me a strikeout and a double play, or a double play and a strikeout, and we can call it. Come on now. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Let's get to 100 likes, 100 on that dono train. 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. We can use every ounce of support, you know. Bills need to be paid. Dog needs to be taken care of. We got a vet visit this month. So anything that can be done, like subs, donos, comments, shares, it all adds up. First pitch to Ito in there for a strike. So 1 count. So 1 pitch fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Miller to Ito. Pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Mason Miller to Vitor Ito. One-two pitch, inside. 101 missing there. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Miller to Ito, and that's the problem when you get someone that can throw heat. You know, they typically don't have a good location. You know, they're just trying to throw it, you know, through the catcher's glove, and you know, sometimes that'll work, but you got to be able to have some control. Pitch is outside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Miller to Ito. Come on, Mason Miller. Yeah, you got to pull him if you can't get it here. Little slow dribbler. A foul tip. Even my pup couldn't take any more of the game. I've had enough of this. Bottom of the 9th, 3-2 count. Mason Miller on the mound. Vitor Ito in the box. Big swing and a miss, and finally a punch out there by Mason Miller. All right, there's a strikeout. Give me the double play here. First pitch, high and inside to Rojo. 1-0 count. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats with the best beats on YouTube. One-0 pitch, low and at the knees. Come on, Team USA, end this game. 2 balls and no strikes from Miller to Rojo. Lucas Rojo 1 for 3 so far here today. 2-0 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and no strikes from Miller to Rojo. I mean, this game is almost approaching fucking 4 hours. Ridiculous. 3-0 pitch, finally a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike from Miller to Rojo. Popped up behind the plate. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Miller to Rojo. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Finally, another punch out. Nice job by Mason Miller. 2 away. 1 more out away from this game finally being over. Let's go. Victor Mascai in the box. 0-1 count. All right, come on, baby. 2 more strikes away. And we'll be live tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific for the second game for Team USA. 0-1 pitch from Miller to Mascai. Big swing and a miss. There we go. High heater, 100 miles an hour. 1 strike away from victory. Let's go. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. Let's go, Team USA. Oh, 2 pitch. Oh, that could have been strike 3. 102 miles an hour. Ump decides to call that a ball. Come on, baby. Come on, Mason Miller. Smoke him. 1-2 pitch. High and away. 101 with that 4-seam fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. 15-5. Team USA up by 10, even though it was very close. You know, quite a few innings back. 2-2 pitch. And there's no way that this game should have went almost 4 hours, but it is what it is. Final score, Team USA 15, Team Brazil 5, and give Brazil a lot of credit for what they were able to do here today. And again, we'll be live tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific for Team USA's second game. And make sure you hit the like button on your way out. And I got one question for you. Well, you know, talk sports like us. Final score, Team USA 15, Team Brazil 5, and I am out. Gang.